o'clock somewhere. It's probably 12 o'clock here. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. The wind blows hard, and everything lights on fire. We're not on fire. There's no... What do you see now?
Spinning cars.
Okay, because
Came up.
there's that. There's that. Okay, I don't see anything on camera 1. I can see this. This is fine. I can see this. This is fine. I was having a great time trying to get camera 1 to work, and now it's just for me, well, I can show you right here. It's just a frozen, oh no, that's that. It doesn't work that way. It's just a frozen image. Okay. I gotta wait for it to cycle back. Is the sign moving? No, camera 1 is fully frozen. Okay, so we'll put you on here. Oh, see, there's he's holding up what can be seen. I'm going to try. All right. My Elgato capture is being super stupid. Okay. But now, how is it still? How is it still frozen? I think I have to create a new camera 1. Camera 1 alternate. You don't have any sources, click a source. Capture card device. Add existing. Make source visible. Okay, and nothing shows up. Let me go back to this so you guys can actually see that I'm still alive. Okay, let's try that. Device, Elgato. Okay. Nope, that's clearly not working.
No, I'm frozen on your hand.
Yeah, that's working and that's working. Okay. I don't know. We'll camera 2 all day. Rudy, let me tell you something. I have it isolated. I'm pointing up here. It is 100% this stupid capture card because it wouldn't even recognize the camera. I just used this camera right up here to record a video not 30 minutes ago. So I have restarted everything multiple times. You know what I'm going to do? You know what? I know what I'm going to do. We adapt and we survive. It's always the main camera. But you know who never goes down? Ancient iPhone 8s. That's who never goes down. There's a nice long cord on camera 3. And as long as we don't accidentally unplug anything, as we pull through the nest of wires, you know that you're getting the guaranteed mark of Crawler Canyon quality. When you show up for one of these, okay. Let's see how close we can approximate. It's going to make it really hard to type, but get my zoom back. All right. How close is this to camera 1? It's backwards. That's not fun. Okay, hold on. All right, you know what? Nice video quality finally. Oh, damn it, Andre, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Okay, I'm gonna turn camera 1 off. I'm gonna turn camera 1 back on. Okay, HDMI set to clean. What do we got on 1? Still frozen. How is that stored in there? Back to 2. All right. Camera 3 is backwards. I am desperately. Wait. Transform. Rotate. Wait. Flip horizontal. Hey, come on. You know what? That's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty close. You know what? We're gonna run with it. We just have this holding screen, which is nothing. We've got this low angle here, and now we got this one. All right, look at that. Hey, we got it. Man, it never fails that it's always got to be something. There's always something. And there's what it is. And the beauty of this is you're going to have to this seems like more zoomed in than usual. I don't know. We're going to have to I can just turn this off then. You're going to have to fill my head with questions, because when I tell you I got nothing, brothers and sisters, I got nothing. I have. I'm glad you have 7 cameras for 7 angles. We only have 3 here. I mean, total, I think it is 7. I think we have 7 total. Andre throwing them down already. Chris Cord, Gares, Jeffrey Blower, Alex Nguyen, and Stellar Outdoors. So, for those of you whose names are green, I try to get the post up that is the schedule. I try to get the weekly schedule up by Tuesday at the latest. If I was on my game, I would have it up on Mondays. So I realized that I had not posted the schedule like Thursday morning. And then this morning, I realized that I hadn't done a members show for the week. Hey, so I filmed a members show and 2 episodes. I filmed 2 videos this morning. Barely got that finished. Got in here to a non-working camera. And the members show will be up immediately following this. The way we used to do it in the olden times, only because I completely forgot to do it and edited it about 20 minutes ago. So there's that. There's plenty of stuff coming up. Okay, so you can only have 1 rig. What is it and why? Now, when RC Family asks this, do you mean like I can only have a singular platform, or I can only have 1 of the rigs that is here? Because I think they're different answers to the same question. Andre Rosu's back to work, so he's falling behind on videos. My goal is to keep everybody behind, to make everybody behind on the videos, because it should be difficult to keep up, because some lunatic posts a video every day and broke his own rules in 2024, which is taking off Thanksgiving to Christmas. I posted videos on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, Sputter Crawler is not, you're not wrong. I mean, there's just a pure joy to a well set up TRX4 Sport. So it would most likely be Daphne. And the question to the platform, it would probably be TRX4 again. And by platform, I mean, gearbox and axles. That's a tough Sophie's choice for me, because the TRX4 gearbox is not my favorite gearbox. And the TRX4 axle is not necessarily my favorite axle, but they are both versatile. The 2-speed is functional. The axles have a ton of gear reduction. They're super robust. There's a lot going for it. Luckily, we don't have to entertain these what ifs because we can have basically as many as we want. Just had the winter holidays, 3 weeks of vacation. Ugh. 3 weeks of vacation. The Americans, we don't know how that works. Can you possibly explain the reasoning behind FMS releasing the LC80 Pro now that their most loyal buyers probably bought the regular LC80? So what I'm going to say is they pulled a page out of Red Cat's book, which was where Red Cat released the Ascent, waited until everybody bought a bunch of upgrades for it, and then released the Ascent Fusion. That is not an uncommon tactic. I think that on some people it works, and they're like, oh, I'm going to get the new one as well. And then on others, they're like, as Brian Massey just said, money grab. It would, if I had been one of the people who loved their Red Cat Ascent and poured all the money and time and effort into it, and then they released the Fusion, which costs $100 more and has all of the stuff that I would have poured into it, I would be a little bit upset by that. I would feel some small sense of betrayal. But no, it's really dwindled down. But I get about a comment or two a week about from people about still how much they love their Ascents. Didn't they do that with the Optic? What they did with the Optic that I find unforgivable, aside from the just outright nerfing of it and the reusing of parts to build it, was that vehicle, it was inexcusable that vehicle was released on 1.9s. That vehicle is significantly better on LP 2.2s, on 525s. So what Vanquish did is they released the Optic, and then about a month and a half later, they unveiled the Geolander MTX or MXT or whatever it's called, which is their 2.2. And then you can go out and buy those if you want. You can spend $70 and outfit your Optic with some Vanquish 2.2s, which no one ever should. Don't do that. If you're going to buy LP 2.2s, go to J Concepts, which is where you should go. Your choice. Whatever they make in 2.2 will work in the LP, will work great on an Optic. How do we get on the webs? Can you link it here?
HBO3 just linked it. Crawlercanyon.net.
Crawlercanyon.net. I'm going to click it. I can't click it. I have to go to it manually. Ah! Buckle up for this one, everybody. Whoa! Okay. I don't know what dimension we just went to, but we went together. Oh, I have a new keyboard. You can probably hear it clacking away. What? What's all this stuff? Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm sure that the comments already. I gotta tab back to OBS. Yeah. Andre Rosu is 100% right. He's purely genius. Okay, if I go to this and if I go to split screen, you should be able to see what it is. Yeah. That's what he did to my website. He has made a tiled wallpaper that is just Red Cats. That's not nice. I mean, it's funny. I'll give you that. It is funny. And the humor of it is not lost because I think that will actually anger some of the Red Cat people. Like they might not see it as humorously as we do. How do I get back to 1? Nope. There we go. This is a suboptimal setup, but you know what? It's working. I'm sorry. Does that say Shaker MT with 20? 20. That's gonna get everybody, isn't it? Like, is that gonna get everybody? It's taking a long time for it to process 20. Robert M. Phil Ashford, Crawler Life. Antos over there in Scandinavia, over diversity. Man, and yet still, it's Ed Scrivener is not wrong. He has got his dodging shoes on, and he managed to dodge that. What Red Cat did was disrespectful to the customers, and I'm one of them. Yeah, Iverson Effect. When they did, I caught that live stream when they announced the Ascent Fusion, and I was like, oh my god, I would be furious. Shaker MT, as you know, right over there. Shaker MT, 100% contributing to the saw blade shape of the membership of the state of membership. Oh, I need to bring up my stat panel. Yeah, I still don't exist. For whatever reason, OBS now, my Elgato doesn't recognize my camera. I probably have to completely reboot that to get it to recognize camera one. You know what? I can probably actually just do that. And OBS still 10 more? What? Okay, we're trying to catch everybody. Ed's playing dodgeball with YouTube. Yeah, he is. Gotta dodge them all. I'm just looking for his name. Chuck, Michael Clancer, Big Mike's RC, J Cash Whiskers 7-62, Brett Peabody, Neil Daniels. Yeah, that's 30. 30. And Ed Scrivener dodges it again. It's kind of impressive. Oh, 17 after the hour. I own a Red Cat hauler, and even the suspension geometry is borked on it. The Red Cat hauler is basically an Ascent underneath, with some flipped hubs to make it super low. But yeah, they made no attempt to change the suspension geometry. Can you do a soldering vid? What specifically? What do you need to know? The Optic Kit is like the VRD, one of the best RTRs you can get. $200 more stuff for $100 less. Yeah, but I still can't believe they changed the door pins. I just call them door pins to plastic on the kit when the RTR had aluminum. That's wild. Hello, Williams in Portugal. Hey, right over there near Mr. Spain, if my recollection of geography is correct. Ed Scrivener's still dodging it. Yeah, HVOT3 is in the members club. Otherwise, he would indeed be dodging them all again. Psycho Garage was dodging him for so long, he just broke down and paid for his own a couple of months ago. JDA 79 posting the green bar. Oh, and Assumption is from Portugal. Portugal is as close to Spain as it gets. Yeah, see? I remember. I remember things. I remember some things. The Suck series is painful when an RTR is your only option and you already have V1 and V2 base camp and can't upgrade them yourself. I asked for the build out. Be careful when what you ask for is real. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Canyon from Ohio. Love the channel. I watch all your videos. Great work. I thought when I first when my eyes glanced over that, I heard, I watch all of your videos at work. And I was like, do it. Do it. I drive an FMS LC10 or whatever the hell it is, but I don't like 2-speed and prefer dig over 2-speed. Yeah, I would take dig over 2-speed any day. I'm mounting S4 comp pins on Endura steel wheels without bubble juice. That is madness. Mr. C, the 67 F100 would look cool and killer in a patina blue. I'm thinking blue myself, or at least blue in it. I might want to do the Ford, how they'd have the panel down the middle in a different color. Optic was far too capable for my collection. Had to sell to fund more scale trucks. I mean, Your collection must be wild if the optic is too capable. Glad to see you're not affected by the fire. That fire is nasty and caused a lot of damage. Yeah, well, it's caused a lot. What it's getting is a lot of news coverage because it burned rich people's houses down. I'm not here to start a diatribe against rich people. I was mentioning on the Discord this very morning that I believe that there is a disconnect, that there is a mutual exclusivity between financial success and the state of your moral compass, the direction of your moral compass. Just because you're rich doesn't make you bad. Just because you're poor doesn't make you good, and vice versa. I don't think anybody's house should burn down. If somebody's house burned down, that sucks. If you want to lose what remaining faith you have in humanity, go on Twitter, or as they call it now, X, and look up any thread about Palisades fire, where people are like, good, they deserve it. Nobody deserves to have their house burned down. Now, that said, why I call it fires for rich people, that's how I've been referring to it. Those fires are burning in Altadena, Pasadena, Pacific Palisades, up towards Santa Clarita. The small houses out there cost $3 million. Okay? This is California. Stuff's expensive. $18 million houses are burning down out there, right? That doesn't make it any different than if you live in a single wide and it burns down. You just lost your house, right? It doesn't suck that much more because a famous person's house burned down. What sucks to me is that the only reason the news are covering it is because rich people's houses are burning down. We had a fire here called the Old Fire that burned in 2003. It burned down more houses than the current fire has burned down, and it was about 5 times as big. It burned whole neighborhoods down. Nobody talked about it because it was burning down blue-collar houses in San Bernardino. Nobody cared. It burns here. You guys saw the fires that were burning here, the line fire, which started 2 miles away from my house. Did that get worldwide coverage? No. It burned like 90,000 acres. The one down here burned 20,000. And if we're if we're unfurling and measuring them against each other, Southern California's got nothing on Northern California because it's all forests up there. And when that light's on fire, they burn 1 million acres. And you know what? Nobody even talks about it because rich people's houses aren't burning down.
It's getting so much coverage because it's closer to LA.
Yeah. Is Enduro re-releasing a lot of the S5 tires in S5 now? Yes. So far as I know, there's 3 in Class 2 and 1 in Class 1 so far. Whisker 762 is riding a train. That's awesome. Digger 2-speed. What if you could have both? I would take Dig. I do like the 2-in-1 box with Dig and 2-speed as long as it's not a 10-3 stock box. They got Dig wrong and the 2-speed wrong. Great explanation of the bump steer. Oh, yeah. I mean, that wasn't so much. I kept calling it bump steer. It's actually axle swing. But axle swing does negatively impact steering performance as well. It's just like in bump steer, when it bumps, the wheels turn. What happens with axle swing is that your drag link and panhard are constantly at war with each other. So when the axle swings over to one side and then you go to turn this way, the wheels literally can't throw far enough anymore because everything is swung over to one direction. The suspension geometry is becoming variable through the path. So it's not something that you should just leave alone. Unfortunately, correcting it is not easy. Will you do a tire comparison of the new Boss and Crawler series from J Concepts? Yes. Did you see that Keep RC Fun lost his house, truck, and hundreds of rigs in the California fires? That sucks. I'm not saying, okay, I've never been a social anxiety person specifically, so I've never had that, I guess, nearly ubiquitous nightmare where like you're at school and then you look down and you're not wearing any clothes, or like people who are afraid of speaking in public, stuff like that. I've never really had that, but boy, have I slowly transmogrified into a person that wants to hold dear onto his things. If anything happens to this building, aside from my wife and children, and this is not a disclaimer, and my OLED TV, everything I love is in this building. So I know you're not supposed to love physical things, but we're human, right? I like all my gewgaws and my doodads, and yes, a lot of it is replaceable, but some of it is not. So please, universe, hear my pleas and leave my building be. I can only watch this at work. All your others come up at 4 or 5, depending on daylight savings time. How do you fix a stub axle that's so short your wheels come loose? Mias, nylons, and methods. You can go to a thinner hex, which is probably the best and easiest way to do it on Mias, because their hexes are super fat. They have like a 10 millimeter hex on there. You can get hexes down to 6 millimeters thick. I don't recommend going any thinner than 6 millimeter. You can get 5s and 4s. I don't recommend any thinner than a 6 millimeter because then some of the wheels will bottom out. I have a couple sets of Mias where the lock nut is basically flush with the front of the wheel. If a thinner hex doesn't do it, you can change out the SLWs, you can change out the hubs, and going from hub to hub, I'm just going to grab a couple at random and we'll see. So these are mostly going to be all the same, but the thickness of the flange that's right inside there will be different across the board. You'll get different ones. Like look how thin that hex is. Like that hex will pull it in and then and we'll thread right down. You've got options. Unfortunately, well, is it a problem if you can solve it with money? It's almost any problem with money. I don't know. The only axle I know of that anybody makes an extended hub stub for is TRX4. I don't think anybody's making extended for Vanquish or Mias or anything or any other portal really. Like I've never seen an extended stub for Capra. Friday work lunch, having a Thai tea and Chipotle. Damn, a Thai tea sounds pretty good right now. Hello from snow-covered Kentucky. Hello from not snow-covered California. Just ash. Just ash. Yeah, I saw that the news thing where Gutenberg was moving people's cars, and the beginning of the interview where come on. That kid that was working for the news was clearly born long after the era of the Police Academy movies, or what was it? 3 Men and a Baby? He would not know who Steve Gutenberg is. As soon as he came up on the screen and he started talking, the picture was all blurry. It was in like 360p. I was all, hey, Steve Gutenberg. But that guy had no idea who it was. Where is it compared to you? You must be more south. No, I'm basically like straight across. Like, if this is the part of Southern California, I'll make a mark. Oh, look at this. Here's the coast. So here's Malibu, right? Here's the Palisades where the fire is. Like straight across, I'm like right here. So I'm about 75 miles away inland. The nearest fire is called the Eaton Fire, and the Eaton Fire is right about here this is Mount Baldy right here. So it's right about here. Southern California isn't really that big. It's just a lot of people crammed into a very small area. So for us, 75 miles is reasonably far because if you go 77 miles, you fall into the ocean. And then the coastline actually curves in way more like this because down here is Orange County and it's only about 60 miles to the ocean this way. But yeah, for us, it's far when the line fire started 2 miles away. How about that FCX10 LC80 Pro? I'm interested. I want to see one. I don't think I'll buy one, but I want to see one. I'll say this. Most of the people that's houses burned down can afford to rebuild it out of their own pocket. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm totally a scale guy. I can hardly relate to most of your content. I just enjoy watching and listening to you to add to my own content. Okay, so you're a scale guy. Yeah, I have like one of those. We've got Old Blue. That's the only one that I would call like scale. Ooh. I'm choking to death. Yeah, what's your name? Steve Gutenberg. Mismanaged of the state and towns. I can't believe there's no water at the high end. Sounds crazy. It was more about terrain management. Like if they had cleared terrain to stop this kind of thing from happening, that entire neighborhood burned down in about 4 hours. From like, you should probably evacuate to there's nothing above knee high left took about 4 hours. They fought the fire. Our fire up here, the line fire, which was September and October of 2024, burned for 2 full months because they were on terrain this steep. They were literally wildfire fighting on the side of a mountain. Over here, they had every capability and capacity to fight it if they'd had water, but they needed more water than they could be provided. And the winds were also doing about 90 miles an hour at some point, so. Jay Lobus, finally able to catch live. North Alabama is shut down from 4 inches of snow, so I'm hanging out at home. Southern California would do the same thing. If we got 4 inches of snow here, we would descend immediately into chaos. Everything would grind to a halt almost instantaneously. People need to take their trash pumps and throw them in the pools and suck the water from the pool and put it out in the fire. I saw a guy on the news that had a pump with one hose end going into his swimming pool, and I mean a hose like a 2-inch line coming out of it. I can all but guarantee that guy's house did not burn down. That guy is alive and well today, and his house didn't burn down because he used his own pool to fight it. He became his own firefighter. And on the one hand, you're like, that's the kind of ingenuity and get to its spirit of America. And on the other hand, you shouldn't have to fight a fire on your own house. So, but he made the best of the situation, I guess. Not everyone that lost something was rich. 100%. Whoa, it just jumped. Okay. Oh my God. Whoa, I'm so far behind. Okay. I need to catch up. Oh, wow. Is our neighbor only one except the ocean? Okay, got it. Can anyone hit Ed with a single shot? You can't pick out individual people. Not even your Ted under the freeway doesn't deserve to be burnt down, 100%. Nobody's house deserves to burn down. Have you tried the J Concepts Boss Man tires yet? They're really good. Russell, they came out like 3 days ago.
They're in the mail.
I have clearly not been able to try them. J Concepts is in Florida. I'm on the other side of the country. No, I have not tried them. An aerial picture of the canyon where you can put tags with the name of the obstacles. Ooh, that'd be neat. How many buildings did last year's burn? The one here, the line fire? 1. It burned 1 structure down. Because this is fire country. It burns here, I would say biannually, every other year. Wait, is that semi-annually or is that biannually?
Biannually
Is that twice a year?
It could be twice a year or every other year.
Okay, it burns here about every other year. We had a huge fire September, October. It will not burn this year. There's nothing to burn. Now, when we had the old fire, over 1,000 structures got burned. And when they said structures, they mean people's houses. Napa got coverage because wine burned up. Again.
Wine. No.
Running stock hubs. Okay. J Concepts Tusks are the new Bossman tires. John Thomas, I have absolutely no idea. I would say, well, based on my current knowledge, I would say Tusks because I have not gotten to try the other one. S5 Swamp Claws with silicone inserts are pretty good. I'm not saying what I recorded this morning, but I'm showing what I recorded this morning. So that's just an FYI. I usually don't film on Friday mornings, but I'm so far behind. Saw the Lotto winner's house burned down, hoping he can afford a new one and isn't looking for a handout. Oh, I agree. That's why I love my VS410 Phoenix. It's got overdrive at 6%, super overdrive at 33%, and dig. Iverson effect, it actually has super overdrive at 46%. They never did correct that in the manual. Yesterday's video makes me not want to mess with CMS. CMS is a thing. How would you fix axle swing? There's not much, but there's some on my CJ7 after I extended front end. You need to basically reset the axle. You're going to have to change the panhard link and the drag link. And at times you're going to have to mess with the front upper as well, because it's going to set your pinion angle. And as you're moving the axle side to side and getting this set up, it's going to be moving the pinion at the same time. I think everybody should try to mess with CMS. Don't try it on your don't if you only own one vehicle and it's CMS, my recommendation is do not try to fix the front end geometry, because it will make counterintuitive motions that will make you go, why am I doing this? And then you're just going to go on Amazon and order a servo on axle bracket and put the servo on the axle and never think about it again. CMS sometimes falls into shape. Sometimes, like in the state of a TRX4, it's done correctly from the beginning. But it can indeed be a handful. After your explanation of axle swing, I've decided on behind the axle for the Phoenix. I just took delivery of the new Enduro Kraken Claw in S5 with the made-to-fit silicones. How long do you want to keep the Red Cat background on the website? I mean, you can leave it up there for a while. I think it's funny enough. What was the easy way to fix it? You briefly mentioned in the video going servo and axle. Wouldn't you need to change axles to go 4-link in the front? They make a bracket for the AR-45 that adds the attachment point for the front upper. So you can, I mean, you got to mess with the chassis a little bit. Basically, the base camp is built to be 3-link. I did also notice, check out at your leisure at DSM Off-Road is making a whole chassis upgrade kit in the Zoku style for the base camp RTR. And I gotta say, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. And $100. And not just $100 for some flat rails. They took care of it. They left it CMS because the DSM likes the scale stuff. But you can tell they moved the servo position. They put a better mount for the winch. There's a fair lead through the front. It actually looks pretty good. Pretty good to the point where we don't really buy aftermarket chassis around here. We don't go out of our way to try. Everybody's like, have you tried the Poised? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? No. If I want a chassis, I'll just grab some aluminum and I'll cut one out. That one, though, I would buy it for a couple reasons. One, does it genuinely fix all of the issues that Axial put into the front end of the Basecamp RTR, the Chinese Basecamp RTR? China. I don't know, but it does look good.
Does Zoku fix the problem?
Would it not be super easy just to slap an Amazon link and Mias nylons on the Basecamp? But then, rascals, it's not really a Basecamp anymore. I mean, I would say, I said it loudly and vocally many times, don't buy a Basecamp RTR. Go buy an Amazon link kit, a Stealth X, and some Mias nylons and build yourself a rig. You'll be way happier. Does your wife have no problem with your time-consuming, expensive hobby? Oliver, my wife came to me when the third vehicle, the vehicle that would eventually become Zoidberg, when the third vehicle showed up in the canyon, she took me aside and she said, listen, I've seen this pattern emerge before, and I know how this works. You need to find a way to make this hobby pay for itself. Ladies and gentlemen, you're inside of it. You're inside of it now. My wife is the original cause of, she is one of the triangle of power she is the pinnacle of the triangle of power that started the whole thing. The other thing was watching videos by other content creators that were just deliberately misleading. Because like many other people, I assumed that YouTube is a place where if something says it's a review, dadgum, it's a review. No, most of them are paid ads masquerading as reviews. And I said, I'm not going to do that. I'll be the guy. I will fall on my own sword and be the guy that is never going to make it and never get big, because I'm not going to say, this is fantastic, when it's clearly not fantastic. Go out and watch a video where somebody is talking super sweet and sultry about the LC80, and then we'll come back and we'll compare notes. I'm guessing all the questions about the fires have been asked. The winds have died down most of the way. The planes are back up. I forecast they'll have them out within another week or so. Some things can be replaced, but sometimes when you lose it all, you just don't want to. Yeah, I get it. It does stop me from getting underfoot. Do you think Traxxas will ever try a straight axle truck? I would love to see Traxxas just release another truck. Now, I know Traxxas is very pointed and specific, because think about it. How many two-wheel drive monster trucks does Traxxas make? Just the one. How many two-wheel drive buggies does Traxxas make? Just the one. So how many short course trucks does Traxxas make? Well, they have a two-wheel drive one and a four-wheel drive one. Then they have a bigger four-wheel drive one. It's just the same iterations. It's the Toyota model. So Traxxas, how many crawlers do they make? They make a bigger one, and they make a littler one. I feel like Traxxas thinks they have their bases covered. I don't think we'll ever see a straight axle Traxxas crawler. I would love for them to prove me wrong, but it would require a completely new gearbox. And Traxxas currently makes just the one. Snow-covered Tennessee. Sputter crawler's busy at work. Same when the UTB 18 got one fully decked out with a different chassis, and then they come out with a four-wheel steer, so disrespectful. I don't think anybody should buy the four-wheel steer one. It kind of, I don't think it improved anything. Like, it just added complexity when one of the beauties of the UTB 18 was the simplicity. I think you're really going to like the Boss Man. Tires super sticky and directional. I mean, it is green. I haven't found anything green I don't like yet. The Eaton Fire is where Keep It RC is. Oh. So he was in that area. You're not at risk? No, it's really far away. Okay, hold on. I can show you. I kind of forgot that I can screen share. Okay. The only problem here is I can't see chat and the windows at the same time. So I'll have to use my words. Okay. All right. Going to screen share. All right. Ready, go. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, you can see. Can you see my mouse arrow? Can you see this? I don't know if you can see my mouse arrow or not. You should, because I'm screen sharing. Okay. So here's Palisades Fire, 20,000 acres, right out the ocean. Here's the Eaton Fire, currently about 13,000 acres. This is Glendora, so I've ridden my bike up through this, up towards Mount Baldy in there. So here's the Eaton Fire over here. This is where the canyon is, right here, right at the base of the mountain, right about there. It's not hyper accurate, but it's right about there. So they're way over here. Now, when the line fire burned, the line fire started right about there. And then you can see there's kind of like a different color. Basically, anywhere this different color is, which I know is like to denote that it's forest, like it's a topo map. But basically all of that burned in the last fire. So there's nothing left to burn now. So no, we are definitely not at risk from that fire. Did you? Oh man, stop jumping. Oh, I'm falling even further behind. Okay. Did anyone see the dual steer 24th scale from that Brorb reviewed? I refuse to watch any 24th scale content. No offense to Brorb. There being no water in the hydrants is a little suspicious. Only if you're not from Southern California. If there's a thing we don't have here, it's water. Dustin Woodham in South Alabama pissed at the guy in North Alabama playing in the snow. Yeah. Yeah, 4 inches of snow in Southern California. Might as well call in the National Guard, 100%. Building on top of hills and mountains is bad for fires as well. JDA, you are not wrong. You know what burned when it burned here? The forest. You know what they don't have, like on hillsides like this? Houses. So that's why we lost one structure in like a 50-some thousand acre fire. You're so far behind, I don't even remember reading what you were answering. 100%. Anyone see the Yikong RC YK4107 and rear cutting brakes? I'm not saying that they're spoilers, but we're not doing the unboxing today because we're going to make a video out of it instead. That's so far behind. Any other parts I need to send you, Mr. C? Mr. Mythigan, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I have everything. You didn't send wheels, but I know why. It's because I had a set of wheels for you, and we did I sold my hair to buy you a pocket watch, a chain for your pocket watch, and you sold your pocket watch to buy me a comb for my hair. We did that thing. So as your stuff was on the way here, my stuff was on the way to you. So I think you have the wheels that we were going to use. So I'll just use another set of wheels, and then, we'll figure that out later. I only asked when I got my list. Oh, yeah. Semis on their sides. Yeah, the trucks were getting blown over crazy here in Southern California. 3/4 of my rigs are CMS. It ain't that hard. DHF Hades. It ain't that hard if the company that built it didn't abjectly screw it up when they did it the first time. Lunsford turnbuckles make nice panhard bars. They do indeed if you can still find Lunsford. God, I love Lunsford. Been watching your videos on the China Bay Ice Camp. I'm trying to decide between that and a TRX4 Sport. I want to grab the camera. TRX4 Sport! Just buy a TRX4 Sport. Basecamp kit is a good option, but if you were comparing a Basecamp kit and a TRX4, they are radically different. Radically different. I would still say TRX4 Sport because it's a better. You get more for your money. But only to DSM also makes an Ascent chassis. Yeah, the DSM chassis for the Ascent. I understand what he was doing, but I have a problem with because he wanted to keep it compatible with the existing pieces. And that was not helpful because then you're kind of still being a slave to the Red Cat geometry. From what I have seen, looking at the images of the chassis for the Basecamp, they redid the whole front end. Kind of like what I did, which is good. RC is cheap by hobby standards. That is true. You did a video with AliExpress Air 45 straights. They were silver. Do you remember what rig that was? No. I've seen this pattern before. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so far behind. I'm so far behind. We need a sawtooth update. I do need to take a picture of the sawtooth. Well, okay, it takes 2 days for that stuff to update. So when that updates, it's going to be crazy. That there's going to be someone will have hit the sawtooth with an axe because that 30 is going to spike way up. Could the Basecamp axle be pulled forward backward to make the panhard work better? Yes. That would get you your couple of millimeters, but now you have to change all the links. So I was more willing to just grind into the chassis. What would you say is the minimum final drive for a dedicated crawler? My current build, the math works out 37-1 in the front and 45-1 rear. Maybe I should go with a different transmission. If you're running like a Fusion 1200, you're right in there. I like to say right around 40-1 is about what I don't like to go below. And realistically, above about 70-1, you start to get into, now I can't generate enough wheel speed. So in between 40 and 70. It's when you get down to like 30-1 and below, it just becomes uncontrollable. Is that the blind guy? Yeah, he's right over there.
Yeah, hello.
I'm kind of partial to a 4-link. Got a 4-link, has a tiny bit of bump steer, but I'd take it all day for the pound up panhard my 10.2. Yeah, 100%. Is it just me, or is he still way behind on chat? No, I'm way behind. I want Traxxas to make a 6th scale TRX4. Now, see, that I could see them making. TRX Max? Yeah, I could see that. That seems like a thing Traxxas would do. I want a 1/6 scale Capra. You can build that, I think. X-Max was like, oh, I just jumped. Dang it. Oh, I'm so far behind. What's a 5? Oh, 5. Oh, we can't see the mouse? Dang it. That was so long ago. Yes, Jipper is right. The canyon's in the San Bernardino area. Now I'm just going through them real fast. No mouse cursor. That all made no sense. Awesome. It's super on brand. 10 inches of snow here in Virginia. That sounds like a living nightmare. We get snow in Spain at least once every 5 years. That's more than us. How did the unboxing comments work on the trailer video? It works. It actually works. Unboxing feeds engagement. It makes no sense. But then I kind of polluted it because I uploaded a short, which has gotten more views than any short I've ever uploaded. It makes no sense. And that picked up a bunch of subs, and I think it kind of spiked me in impressions as well. So I think what YouTube is trying to tell me is to upload more shorts, whether I like to do it or not. I feel like, oh wait, no, I've caught up. I've caught up. I think the contrast between a 125 scrawler to a 1.5 basher would be entertaining. You could just run over one with the other. Yikong is the closest thing to a TRX4 I've driven. We'll find out. I'm done mounting my S4 comp pins without bubble juice. It wasn't too bad. I think he's still at 17 after the hour. It's 50 after the hour, sir. Let's timestamp is 3:48 EST. You see when he reads this? I was like, look, I was like a couple minutes behind. I was 8 to 10 minutes behind his. A buddy of mine put 4 mini saw blades on his base camp, and man, can that thing crawl. It's probably great on wood. How hard would it be to 4-link a 10.3 CJ7? What else would you recommend besides the servo and axle mount? The only thing, Mitchell, with all of those 10.3 chassis, I can move this now. The only thing with all of those 10.3 chassis is none of them were designed with 4-link in mind. Now, in fairness, the VS410 was not designed with 4-link in mind either, nor was, when they turned it into a Phoenix, none of these were designed for 4-link, but we managed to bodge them in there. So it's how much work do you want to do to put 4-link on it relative to how much work do you want to put in it to make 3-link work. Which Yikong model is that? It is the one that was mentioned, the YK4107. I had to look at the box. Did you figure what gearbox you needed for that recent build? Like 12 to 1 you said? Yes! Spoilers, because you're here. It's Fake Nod 2. I'm still holding it up to the wrong camera. Fake Nod 2, which is so low profile, I had to add 2 spacers on it to get it to move up, and I went down to 1400 kV. 14.67 to 1 in the box, 1400 kV. Super smooth. Yeah. So there's that. I'm falling so far behind on content that's the video for like Monday. So that's where we are. Can we get a couple shorts with some deep cut music choices? Yeah, I can do some deep cuts. Hugo's off for dinner.
Tapas.
We're going to talk about tapas the whole time. I do 2 shorts a day and a video every Saturday. I had one short that got 16K, which was crazy because it was a stupid fail with my SCX24 C10. Yeah. How many links does a 3-link actually have in the front? 4. 5. If you count the tie rod, 5. Did you get my email, Mr. C? No. I'm 99% sure that I did not. When did you send it, and what was it about?
6.
What's the 6th one?
Draglink. Well, connecting the tires.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Yes, a 3-link front end has 6 links. I did. I caught up. 2 shorts a day sounds crazy. I need more of your shock videos. I think I saw one about the S80 shocks, but if it doesn't exist, how can you make one more to optimize them so they don't leak without replacement of parts? RC McGee, there's only one way. Okay, I'll make an analogy that I've made in the past. I own a Scion TC. I've had one for 20 years. It turns 20 years old on the 18th of March. It turns 20. People would ask me when I take it to car shows, they would say, what do you do to make this car faster? And I say, well, I didn't do anything. I said, if you want to make your TC faster, there's an easy trick. Open the gas cap and drive a faster car in. That's exactly how you do it. If you want to make your S8 shocks not leak, open them up and stuff a different shock in it. They're going to leak. The way that they made, I have a body right here. I remember it in my head. Okay, so this is an S8E. So the way they made this pocket in here, this camera will not focus at that short range. The way they made the pocket in here, there's really no other off-the-shelf seal that you can put in there and make these stop leaking. Desert Lizards don't fit. Traxxas X-Rings don't fit. Seals don't. I mean, you can just see, look, this was sitting in a drawer, and you can see the grease coming off of it. S8Es are going to leak as long as you own them. The best advice, actually, I buried the lead again. The best advice, I have to call you Mr. McGee. The best advice, Mr. McGee, is turn them upside down, run them upside down. They'll leak out more slowly. That's really the best you can do. And now it's moving real fast. 4-link, my TRX4 still on stock chassis, but like you said, with the 10 front end, I feel like I'm chasing my tail trying to eliminate the axle swing. 100%. You should do catch of the day shorts. I should. Is there a servo test sheet, Rice Krispie? Yes, there is. It isn't on the spreadsheet yet. I have it in a file. Or is it on the spreadsheet? It's not on the spreadsheet, is it? I'm going to the spreadsheet, right? Shock spring calculator's reduction. No, I have it. I need to send it to the Tapas man so that he can add it. I need to do that. I'll forget. Steering links don't count. They're all 4-link. Is with or without panhard. True. Did Broer win anything yet? Not today. Not today. Is there a way to 4-link with CMS? No. A 5-link front end is not a good idea. You can ask Charisma because they ship a couple rigs out that are 5-linked in the front end. It basically just clams everything all up because the panhard is there to stop the axle from swaying side to side. 4-link, 2 links on the upper are designed to help minimize the front end swaying side to side. So when you have that doubled up, there'll usually be one direction that it kind of compresses okay, and then the other direction it basically doesn't want to compress at all. So a 5-link front end is not advisable. And 4-link by itself with the drag link will just try to push the axle this way and push the axle this way. The panhard there is to keep, no pun intended, the drag link in line. So without a panhard, the drag link just goes wild. He caught up because he steamrolled past a lot of them. Yeah. Do you have any tips or tricks to put the VFD twin together? I only found one video and that was 2 or 3 years old. I just built one yesterday. From memory. I don't need to get a manual out to do a VFD or a twinner anymore. I'm not flexing when I say that. I'm just saying I've done it so many times. The tip or the trick is if you have something like a Panavice, which for those of you who don't know what a Panavice is, if you have a vise like this, a little vise like this guy, clamp the sides of the motor plate right in here and build it with it nose down, because that will minimize the amount of stuff falling out of it as you're trying to put it together. Because those little pins, all they want to do is fall out. And the bearings as well. Servo and axle for the win? I mean, yeah. I've been binging Tony Angelo videos for weeks now, and he has an 800 horsepower Scion. What do you mean is Scion? He has a Scion in the same way that they run Toyota Camrys in NASCAR. Use green slime in 70 weight, slows the leaking down. Yeah. 10-3 axle-mounted steering with 3-link. Axle-mounted steering with a 3-link is not going to work. It's just going to whee. It's just going to fall the way. It has to be 4-link. I guess all my trucks get the shocks flipped. There's really no drawback except some shocks. Traxxas GTS, because they are emulsion shocks, emulsion shocks are a little more finicky about being run upside down, because if an air pocket gets in them and it will pull. So when the shock is fully extended, it'll be sitting in the air pocket. So until the air and oil emulsifies, the shocks will act a little staccato action. So if you just take the rig and set it down and cycle it a few times, it will usually get the oil whipped up and then it will work fine. Would plumber's putty help leaky shocks? I mean, I can't say no because I've never tried it, but it's probably going to slow that shock action down a little bit. Like a stack of 10 seals would basically guarantee that a shock doesn't leak, but now it's going to be really hard to get any action out of that shock. To reduce axle swing, you need a longer panhard. It's in geometry that it will always swing. No, that's not true. That's not true. Stu, that's not true. If the mount, now, it will always swing if the mount point on the axle is such that it is non-correctable. Traxxas got the mounting point on the axle completely correct. There's no axle swing nor bump steer on a TRX4 front end. And this is noted by, if you get a high trail, they changed all of the mounting points because they knew that you can't just put a 20 millimeter longer shock on and not change all of the links to accommodate. So there's no bump steer or axle swing on that as well. Now, Axial just kind of throws stuff at stuff, and sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. Do you build a truck every week? Sometimes it feels like it, but I would say probably one every 2 weeks, realistically. I would say one a month on the grand overall, which would come out about right. Done anything new to the Rhino Sporty? Have not even taken it down off the shelf. You started a pandemic when you asked for us to comment unboxing. Now anytime there's a kind of box on screen, we're all going to shout unboxing. That's fine, because YouTube is apparently looking for unboxing. They're looking for that word. Plumber's putty dries out quickly. That is true. But does plumber's putty, here, Espresso-Matic, here's a question. Have you saturated plumber's putty with silicone and then see if it dries out? Because that's why I can't say I guarantee that it doesn't work. I don't know. I've never tried it. What are we unboxing? I'm late to the game. Unbox it to reel the contents in the box for an unboxing. Does your email have any capitals? No. Capitals don't matter, though. The internet, here's a little fun one for you. An IT guy can correct me if I'm wrong. If I was crawler.canyon instead of just crawler canyon, the internet just ignores that dot. And if it was capital C, lowercase r, capital A, lowercase w, it just ignores all of that. Because the way the internet works is apparently lowercase punctuation. The only punctuations it looks at is .com. So it ignores all other dots, from what I understand. And it looks at the @. But like everything else is just it just ignores it. Because I've tried emailing myself. My old email address has a dot in it. And if you email without the dot, I still get it. So, is it better to have motor weight low and closer to center, or a little higher and forward using a forward motor mount? Scuba Steve, that is an argument of much contention. And I would say, all other things being equal, the lower you can put that weight, the better. Because the VFD from Vanquish is an absolute champion at that, at putting the motor's weight as low as possible. Some of the forward motor mounts, now, then you have a TRX4, which is a forward motor mount, but the motor is pretty low, right? It's not raised too high. I think ones like the CFXW, look at an image of the CFXW where the motor is so high. The motor is up higher than the tops of the shock towers. Then you've kind of gone back the other way. Yes, the weight is forward, but now it's so high. It's so high. So I would say, all other things being equal, the lower you can get it, the better. The best way to eliminate axle swing on a chassis-mounted steering is to go leaf springs. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Serviced axial and element shocks and got them to hold oil okay, but I've got an HPI EX crawler and I could swear those things could leak through the plastic itself. How is there oil everywhere? Element shocks are great because they borrowed off of 30 years of experience from Associated making shocks. And for many years, Associated and Losi were really the only names in the game. And I've got 8 shocks that are on vehicles up here that are still, I guarantee you, full of oil and correctly damped and haven't been touched in 10 years. I sent you the email on January 6th. Then I definitely didn't get it. What? Look, if you sent me an email 4 days ago and I haven't responded to it, send it again. Oh, was the 6th Monday? Was this about the chassis? I mailed that. Have you not gotten it? I mailed that. The idea is to have the panhard as horizontal as possible when at rest. Yes, that's true.
I thought you want your servo in.
Well, no, he means like parallel to the, you want the panhard bar basically parallel to the ground. No one knows. It's just a ploy in the algorithm. Yes. The Basecamp VR vid last night had me in stitches. I mean, I know people like to see me angry. I'm fine with it. Capitals only matter if they matter. There you go. Dots are at the domain levels. Dots that are at the after the at are domain levels they matter. Yes, that's what I was getting to. Can you show how to build one bladder shock specifically when you bleed the air out and place the cap on? Yeah. I can. And we'll do that. We'll do it shoddily and haphazardly. That's how we'll do it. Because, okay, so I think we're gonna put this guy to work now. know what it looks like to all of you. I don't know if the whole video looks like it's in 720p, but I can tell you this. The image that I see over there looks so radically different from the image that I see being fed out of the camera that's usually at work that I can't even tell if it's the same thing. Do you want some Pitbull Blood Axe tires? They are new. I will test anything. If you guys are going to go through the effort to send it to me, you know I'll test it. Now, that said, it's Pitbull. We're still searching for the Pitbull tire that actually works. We haven't found it yet. So, I pulled apart it's a chav. It's a chav, right? That is damn near an actual bladder. It's not just that disc of plastic. That's amazing. That's amazing. I hear, Espresso-Matic, the blind guy's over there. I got chastising for reminding you late about the list last week. This week I'm reminding you earlier. What list? The Geneva checklist?
Check.
Do you want to? Oh, yeah. So I will definitely take Pitbull Blood Axes. TBG? Oh, yeah, the blind guy. Yeah, TBG. Best budget lightweight build, Mias Gold Rush kit with nylon portals, VRD Corbin kit, Element Fox kit, Amazon 10 Pro with their portals, or full on Amazon 10.2 mishmash. Canada's expensive. I would say the best budget lightweight build would be a Gold Rush kit, because I don't know what it costs in Canada money with your crazy colorful money, but I know that around here it's like $240. And the only thing that it needs is shocks. So you're basically getting a kit minus shocks for $240, and nobody's close. So yeah, that's basically what Tapas is. So I would say Mias is the best value going. I would eliminate the Element Comfox from your consideration altogether. Multiple people, or is this like an M. Night movie and I'm doing multiple voices? I can do as many voices as you want. I'll $470 for a Gold Rush kit. VRD is like $700. Okay, there's not $230 more performance in a VRD compared to a Gold Rush. That's crazy. Yeah, no, you'll be a lot happier with the Gold Rush because you can take that $230 and spend it on all of the stuff. You'll have your Gold Rush running for less than what it costs you to buy a VRD. $700 for a VRD is wild. $700 for a VRD is wild. I don't want to, pardon my reach. I need to go down here so I can get some oil, and then we'll come back to this. Oh, while I'm doing that, let me unplug. I'm going to unplug my module here, and then I'm going to plug it back in. I think that's probably what it is. We'll try it. Okay, camera one. Okay, camera one is nothing. Okay, so that's good. So we're trying the turn it off, turn it on again technique. Let's see if we can get camera one back. Nope. Camera one is dead. That's gonna be fun to troubleshoot because I have a genuine distaste for troubleshooting things like that. My Pitbull chewed my Pitbull tires when I drove too fast near him, and I was grateful. Nice. Trying my best to unradcat an Ascent, so I'm converting it to 4-link, and I'm torn between a clone TGH Creeper or a skid-mounted motor and trans. The FMM isn't much higher than the center mount. Scuba Steve, the route I went was I retained the stock motor mount, and I put a Creeper T on it. That said, it would probably be easier, cleaner, and more efficient to just put a Stealth X in it with the motor mounted in the conventional position. It will open up more space in the chassis. You won't have to worry about the motor trying to hit the front links. I would probably just put a different gearbox in it and run the motor in the middle. It's not really going to hamper your performance to any appreciable degree. Just curious, I forgot the Comfox existed. What's wrong with the Comfox? I never hear anybody talk about it. The most appropriate word I can think of is that they bungled the portals. If the Comfox had come on straight axles, I would own one. Because I like the Artful Dodgers chassis design. But those portal axles are not really worth the hassle. You have to basically go at them with an axial base camp front end level of tomfoolery to get them to stop slipping and moving all over the place. It's really annoying. Short of gluing the axles together, which you can't do because if you glue them together and you happen to break something, you won't be able to get it out. You'll have to cut them apart. You see what I'm saying? So the Comfox would be an option on straight axles, but I don't consider it an option on the portals that it comes with. What would you recommend shock oil on a 13-pound scaler running Desert Lizards with semi-droop? The shock oil doesn't really care how heavy the rig is. It cares how heavy the spring is. It's there to control the damping of the spring. So the oil is going to depend on what spring thickness, how heavy a spring are you running. On the softest springs that come with Desert Lizards, I run like 30 weight, 300 CST, 27.5 weight, which is what the bottle I just grabbed. I never thought I would have this much use for 27.5 weight, which is 313 CST. A lot of shocks are really favorable for 300 CST. So if I was going to guess, I would guess that going up to the middle springs, maybe 40 weight, and then the heavy springs, probably around 50 weight. The holes in Desertland, and also, if you fill it and you feel like it's too quick, you put in a piston with less holes. If you fill it and you feel like it's too slow, you put in a piston with more holes. Like this is the great part about tuning. Hey, Scuba Steve is now green. Is there a BTA option for the Mias nylons? No, you can only BTA on an offset pumpkin. Have you seen the Team OT6 portals? Yes, and I guessed right. Front axle cost you about $400. I figure it's going to be $600 to $700 for a pair of axles. My recommendation would be, unless you are all about yumming your yum and you don't really, your cost benefit analysis isn't about what this thing costs. That's probably not an option that I would consider for axles at any point in my life, ever. Things like Mias nylons exist, which will get you complete axles, which are perfectly competent for $80. In the cost benefit analysis, a $700 pair of axles is going to have to perform feats of literal magic to get me to buy them, and I don't believe that they do. Thank you, by the way, Espresso-Matic. That is, what are we at? Is that like 35, 40 on the day? I think we're over 40 on the day. That's going to give us a spike. That's going to give us a spike in the tooth. I can move south easier and my pay benefits pension would increase almost 100%. Dang. Running medium small on the bottom and soft medium length with the one hole piston right now. Yeah, it's still probably going to be, if you're still running soft, medium, and softs, I'm running 30 weight in Jolly Green, and Jolly Green's about 13, but he does have 6 shocks, but I'm running about the same in there. You probably won't need to alter the oil at all. I put an SOA mount on the Gen 9 axle and put a gold dig box in it. I had to make a crazy adapter raising, moving left and forward. Yeah, I've been there. I float like a bumblebee. And I sting when I pee. He's dodging them. Are Canyon stickers still available? 100%. You just send me. Not only are they available, we got a rough guesstimate as to how many are on a spool. Between 360 and 400 is my guess as to how many are on a hoop. And I need to relocate a box. They're look at this. Because the whole building was filling up with soot and ash, and it was getting all over the stickers. So I pre-bundled more than a couple. So hopefully that many more people ask me for stickers. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like a proper jackass. So help a brother out. But yeah, you just send me an email with your address, and I will shoot them out. Miata Commuter with fun. The blind guy was gifted a membership.
I'm a member.
He's a member now. To be frank and honest with you, he's been a member. If you get the second meaning of that, he's been a member the whole time. All right. So to answer the question that was asked like about 10 minutes ago, you want to fill it up to just below a meniscus level. I got to do the two-hander thing or it won't focus. So we've got the oil just below the level. If you get it to where you get the little dome of oil that's coming up above the top of proper meniscus, it will splurp out too much. So then we take our guy, and these will be, I'm going to go through, these feel good, and I'm startled because these are untouched, straight out of the Amazon bag, and no, that's definitely mineral oil. Okay. I was like, these are kind of good. So we take our guy and we set him atop our little puddle, right? And then we got to try to get this all in frame. We're going to push up a little bit. See how I'm pinkying it up? We're going to take this, which is just a 2.5. We're going to push down and we're going to let it pull. And now you see, look, it has hoovered that guy down in there. And then what we're going to hope is that with their cheap cap that they put on here, you can get, and you can't. So this is all mineral oil. This is why this is an exhibition, because this is not going to work. This thing is so oversized, it won't fit into the cap. So then what you would do with a good seal, if you have the Traxxas seal on here, then you just thread this down and Bob's your uncle, you're done. See how it's pulled in like that? We know there's no surplus air in there. Oh, this is taking me back to my days of filming on an iPhone. It is kind of infuriating. It just won't, like, if there was another human face, like, I'm surprised it's not doing the Face ID square around his face the whole time. But, yeah, this would be, you would just thread it on and you're done. But if you're getting the Chavtex, just assume from the get-go that all of the bits and pieces that come with it are going to be discarded. You're going to throw away all of the seals, the bladders. They use, I need to pry this out again. For those who have never bought them, they're using Phillips head hardware on the inside. You're going to throw that away. The rod ends are okay. The springs are fine. You're basically paying for, and I would like to point out, look at this. That's an actual piston in there. There's an actual piston, and it almost fits the bore. They're getting better. They're getting better. But there is work involved. That's why you're getting a full set of shocks for like $25. Oh, I got all distracted and I missed. Who gave 5? Tony Gregg gave 1. Driver 8 dropping 5 more. And we are getting up there. We're getting up there. And Ed Scrivener is the Dodge master. There's 2 gray names in the chat. Ed and Mr. McGee. What's the email address? crawlerking@gmail.com. It is indeed raining memberships. Did I hear the cuckoo clock? Yeah. It was 17 after. The cuckoos at 17 after, and no, yeah, 6. It is 6 hours and 17 minutes off, and no one knows how to change it. I don't know how to change it. I know how. Let's put it this way: that cuckoo clock operates at a level of sophistication that is such that to set the time, you literally just take the minute hand and you twirl it around, and the hour hand follows it around until you get it to the time you want it to be on. It doesn't have the like little thing on the back to set the time. So I have no idea. Charles Hurley, Miata Commuter, when they were throwing the free ones down, how is the longevity test on Baseline's fake drives doing? You know what? Truly and genuinely amazing. Okay? Like, you know, Baseline's wheel tire combos are pretty heavy. It's just now started to, like, it's got some drop to it, but like, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now the fronts will tend to drop the oil a little more. Bonk, bonk. And yeah, still got good damp in the back. Look. Nice. And if there's a set of shocks here that have been beat up more than any other, my goodness, is it those? And, you know, like, they're still damping, It's just, there's a little bit of an air void in there now. Like, look, I stirred them up, kind of slows it back down. They're doing amazing. And these were the original Miata commuter provided, Ally Express ordered, the first set that arrived here where there were no pistons. It was just a washer. They would come with like this much mineral oil in the bottom because it all leaked out into the bag that they came in. Unlike products from our friends over at Axial, these crappy shocks are getting better. Each iteration of them gets a little better. Now, they've kind of done away with using the E-clips, which, I mean, in my head, it's more machining involved to put threads in than it is to make a groove for an E-clip, or a circlip, but I don't know. I don't know how all that, I don't know how Chinese machining works. But they're fine. My RC four-wheel drive King shocks are the worst leakers. There's a reason that JunkBot is fitted with RC four-wheel drive Kings. They are truly, we did find a set of cheap Amazon shocks that had fake reservoirs on them, and they were like anodized gunmetal gray. They leaked even worse than RC four-wheel drive Kings. But by the time you get a set of RC four-wheel drive Kings and the spring set to tune them, whoo! You have spent some money. You have spent some money. You know what? Enough people. I just recalled back to a suggestion from some good long time ago. Oh, we're an hour and stuff in. Let's see how much this vibrates the camera. Oh no, it's fine. It was fine. What really vibrates the camera is this. I do not know why source 1. And I can't view source 1, which is black. Wait. Why is it on video capture device 3? Yeah, that's the right source. The Elgato is just not showing up at all. But we got that frozen screen to clear. This is all very unfortunate. And you know what's going to happen? I will forget to take a look at this. And next week, I'll go to plug it in and it'll work just fine. That's how that works. How are you building the seal pack in the Chavtex? Okay. This camera is going to try its absolute darndest not to focus. But we're going to confound it. So, your results may vary. I should have just grabbed tweezers. Let's be honest about it. I need my fingies because I'm trying to find bits, because why tell when I can show? Okay, I need 2 of those and 1 of those and 1 of those. Okay. All right. Now, come on, you dumb camera. Okay. So, here is the things. Would you please focus? Just focus. Okay, there's the outer seal, which has the clip above it. If they're the type that don't have the clip, sometimes you don't need this one. But if it's the clip, it definitely has that one, and then it has that seal, and then above that, it has this spacer, and then you'll have another one of these seals, and then, depending on the depth of your pack, or if you're the screw type, there will be another one of these. If it doesn't thread all the way in, you can omit that inner one. If you're not using this one on the thread in type, you don't need that outer one. And then it literally goes seal spacer, seal spacer. And I do seal right up against the aluminum and the spacer on the inside. So on some of them, and this is a testament to the quality of the machining, on some of them, I'm running all 5 like that. And then on some of them, I'm not running the inner one like that. But there's always a spacer in between the 2 seals. I've never had to use, where is it? This one. And as such, I have like 800 of those. Like I have a crazy number of those. And I mean, that's like a useful spacer. That looks like a 3mm spacer. I could be using those. I should be using those to mount shocks. I don't know why I'm not.
Is that 354? Is that 3?
Okay. I've been using shocks I found on eBay, $20 for 4, and they don't leak. I'll believe that. I'll believe that. I'll believe it when I see it. Did you take the lens cap off? Yeah. The gigantic lens cap is over here. Yeah, it's so black that it's clearly not being fed a signal. It's either not feeding the signal in or not feeding the signal out. And the problem is, when I go to look at my sources, it takes over. Like, this is something you have to monitor offline. Because if I do it right now, because like if I go to camera 1, it's just black, obviously. It also has a resize window on it, and I don't know why it has a resize window on it, but it says video capture device 3. And it should say video capture device 1. Everything works. There's the shock list, there's the weight screen, there's camera 3, there's camera. So everything works except the primary camera because it's the only one that's being piped through a capture device. I'll figure it out, and I get the feeling that figuring it out is going to involve unplugging it and then plugging everything back in again. It's going to be very frustrating because I know that it is the relationship between the Elgato and OBS because the screen on the back of the camera is on. I can see everything on the screen on the back of the camera, but I can't, which means it's outputting to HDMI, which is what's hooked up over here. But it's just not working. And having to be my own IT guy is not super. Oh, have you ordered either of the new J Concepts tires yet already? Maybe. I had trouble fitting the large Traxxas spacer. Yeah, you'll never get that middle one in there. I've got new oil slick Travtex, and they are much better. They could just do with a couple of holes in the insert. Yeah, the oil slick ones are the best ones. Their pistons work the best. They just require 70 weight oil. If you don't want to run 70 weight, you just switch the piston out to a different piston. But they require the least amount of aftermarket parts. You do have to replace the seals, though, still. Because I've looked at them, and they're, you know what? The seals that come with them are about axial quality. And I would prefer to have a little better myself. There's new stuff from J Concepts. It's exciting. I hope you're safe from the LA fires. The best part about the J Concepts release, and it's not even close, is someone was kind enough to post on the Discord that Sorka preemptively banned the one tire for having, I don't remember what it's called, something about the lugs, voided lugs. It was banned for having voided lugs before the tire is like even officially out all the way. And I was like, that's so good. Whatever they got to do to keep J Concepts Green out of competition, they will do it. Robert Simpson, Mr. Simpson 5. And they've dodged him. He's dodged it again. He's too good. He's too good. JDA 79, order that JCon anvil. JDA 79 is a wild man. If JDA 79 ordered one thing from J Concepts, they probably paid 60% of the value of the thing in shipping. Because you are getting no cuts from J Concepts on the shipping. TRX 4 big bores, TRX big bores get my vote. Still need to try 2661 and 2662s. Yeah, 2660s are great. Teflon Ed. Sorka will not survive. I don't understand why Sorka needs to exist at all. It's like I have long contended that the California DMV needs to be an app. The DMV should be an app on your phone, right? Sorka is a ruling body that makes rules that on the one hand appear to be arbitrary, and on the other hand clearly are intended to favor certain manufacturers. Hiding behind the S of scale is poppycock, as far as I am concerned. The shipping was a bit rough. Yeah, and they don't ream you. That's how much postal shipping costs now. Yeah. So when I order a Proline body from Amazon and they ship it to me for free in a box that is as big as that Yikon box, it was just rattling around in there. When they took care of their own shipping, they don't care what they're shipping it in. So they'll ship you a giant box. You know what it costs if you want to ship somebody a body? You'll be like, nah, it's just cheaper to keep it. So J Concepts isn't reaming you on the shipping. That's just how much it costs because they don't have the Amazon break. Well, I routinely order my raw materials for making stuff, aluminum rod, Delrin rod, long aluminum bar, stuff like that. I order from a place called McMaster Car Industrial, Santa Fe Springs. It's right down the road, LA area. Nevertheless, it's not about the miles. It's about the dimensions of the box. They can ship me a box that's 6 inches by 6 inches, 3 feet long for $5. When I ship a padded mailer with a shock stand in it, it costs $5. So I'm not getting the same kind of deals they are. Yeah, 28 plus shipping. What was the shipping? Come on. Fess up. Was it over $7? Was it over $12? How much was it? I want to know what percentage of the cost of the body of the shipping was. You got to let me know. I just got 2662 set up on my current build. I have to use the Mini B rear springs instead of the fronts for the extra length. Yeah. I have that problem on this guy because to get the rates that I want, the springs are about that much too short. It doesn't actually seem to impact, and the rears are even worse. Like, that's all the way below the cup. But if you put the next length of spring that I have is heavy enough, these are like 1 pound. And I don't have any of the big long ones in 1 pound. So we just deal with it. We just deal with it. It's not that impactful. I mean, if I want, I just thought of this actually. All I need to do with these shocks is take them over to the lathe and just put a little bevel so that the spring can slide more easily onto the shock body. And then you're done. A set of Bossman and a banner was $97. Yoy! $17 for USPS priority. That's what I'm talking about. You paid $13, $17 for priority. Yeah. Sorka is a black box. No website, no org info that I've ever found. They have a private FB group, and you see rules posted to random websites, and you know whether they're legit. 100%. Immediately banned for voided lugs. Sorka is killing itself. Good. Sales tax in Arizona is 9.5%. I think we're pretty close. We're at about 9%, I think. I used 8x12 O-rings to fill the space on my deluxe springs. Yeah, but that space is also going to increase your ride height. I want it to sit links level. So if the spacers make it not links level, then I don't want that. But posted prices were already VAT in like EU, right? Oh, I missed something. Cross keys crawlers. I'm trying to guess. When I hear keys, I just think Florida. Are there keys elsewhere other than Florida? I live close enough to J Concepts. I wish I could walk in and buy stuff. Call them up, man. Call them up.
Yeah, I can come pick it up.
And I only say this because we have a Mattel store. You know, the guys that make Barbie. We have a Mattel store down the street because there's just a giant Mattel warehouse. So they opened a little store in the front of it where people could go and buy Mattel stuff. Like, why wouldn't you? Maybe J Concepts is cool. We also have Monoprice. Y'all know who Monoprice is? Do people outside of America know who Monoprice is? Monoprice is right here. I used to ride my bike to go pick up cables down at Monoprice in scenic, sunny Rancho Cucamonga, California. And they just have a little, like, you can order online and then order it for pickup. And then just go down there and pick it up. because it might take a full day for them to ship it to you. Also, you don't have to pay for shipping. So, free shipping is great. I'll ride my bike down there to pick up cables and shove them in my backpack. It's fine. I'm in South Central Pennsylvania. I know a guy in Southeast Pennsylvania, in Schuylkill Township. I know a guy over there. I know nothing about Pennsylvania other than that my maternal grandfather was born in Harrisburg. That's where the Liberty Bell is. And Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. And one of my aunt-in-laws is in Erie. And Miata Commuter is in Pennsylvania. And why do I know so many people in Pennsylvania? Turns out I know a bunch of people in Pennsylvania. Good old Monoprice. ProRaptor knows Monoprice. Oh, but ProRaptor is from like Orange County. Somewhere in Orange County. I feel like I shipped a package. No, I haven't. Here's your package. I did not know about the Jimmy Carter thing. So I drove to the post office. And then it was closed. G Speed does the same. You buy on the site and you refund shipping at the shop? Yeah. I've got diamond level at Monoprice. Yikes! And I say that being a platinum A-Main member. Yeah. I work 15 minutes south of Harrisburg. Cross Keys Crawlers is about an hour west. It is a small world after all. Here's a transition for you. Because Small World popped into my head. You want to see something absolutely chilling? I don't remember this being this horrifying. Like, it really blows out on this camera. So that's the sun in It's a Small World. Terrifying. Oh no. That's not good. Like, if you woke up in the middle of the night and that was at the foot of your bed, yeah, you're not going back to bed. You're just staying up with your knees pressed to your chest all night. It's all good enough. I try to ship things out because otherwise I will forget and then I will never ship them out. So I try to ship things out, and I tried to ship things out, and then I drove down there and the doors are just locked and it's dark. And if you peer between a gap in the mini blinds, you can see that the inside of the post office is split into two halves. There's the box lobby where the post office boxes are, and then there's the counter section. There was a note about this big stuck to the door to the counter section that says, "We will be closed January 9th in observance of the passing of President Jimmy Carter." And that's what it said. Not on the outside of the building. So the parking lot was just filling up with cars. Like 10 cars must have pulled into the parking lot in the time that I was there going, ah, dang. There was no real warning for that. Thanks for the sleep paralysis demon. If you think about it, and I advise that you don't, the whole It's a Small World ride is kind of a festival of sleep paralysis demons. I'm going to follow the advice of whomever said pre-unbox the unboxing. Pardon my reach. No, I didn't even reach in front of the camera. Listen to that keyboard.
Here's the ticking clock.
There it is. I'm troubleshooting. I'm Googling. Password works fine. When I have OBS open, it does not show. When I check 4K capture utility, it says there's no signal feed. I have to end up restarting. I've not discovered a fix. So some of the things that can be different off these cards, it supports VRR, and no, that's not it. I have the 60X. If you would like to further submit a support case. Yeah. Why did I click on Reddit? Like, honest to God, if something is not working, whatever you do, don't open Reddit. Elgato HD is just a black screen. First start Elgato. I don't have Elgato software to see if your input is in the software. Close it and open LBS. Set up Elgato. Like, yeah, I think I have to go through the whole hullabaloo of setting up. I have to basically delete all of my Camera One attributes and my capture cards and then start them again. And I'll tell you why I think this happened. I think when I hooked up my new keyboard, when I plugged my keyboard in yesterday, I think I nudged the USB plug and it might have come out just enough that the capture card forgot who it was. But my keyboard is sweet. Look how sweet my keyboard is. It's a Keychron. It's a Keychron. And look when you type. I'd never bought one of those because they're far too expensive. But then Amazon, they got me again. They're like, oh, it's like 20% off plus an additional 15% off if you order it now. And then like 10% off for no reason. And I was like, that's half price. So I ordered it at half price. And I do like a clicky. Oh, yeah. I do like a clacky keyboard. It's the ham fingers. The old keyboard had the flat keys. What clear coat do you currently like most when painting crawler bodies? Okay. The best is still dang Tamiya PS55. But it's really expensive. The second best, and is as good, but it's getting harder and harder to find, is... I'm digging. Okay. This can says satin, but if you're out looking for it and you find Krylon Color Max Clear and it will say flat crystal clear, this is as good as you can get in a regular store. Now, there is also the Krylon, I think it's the color, it's not Color Max, but it has Max in the name. I think the can is mostly black. That one is almost as good. But the Krylon Color Max Clear Flat Sat Crystal Clear is the best one. That's the best that I've found outside of Tamiya PS55. Or I'm assuming the non-PS works just as well. But if you're going to buy a clear, you might as well just buy the PS one, because then you can apply it directly to Lexan should the need arise. This is what I'm using for on the outside of paint. And this is the satin, which I still have because I don't use satin on the bodies. I have used satin on a couple bodies, but I'm trying to think. Who am I trying to think of? Who am I trying to think of? Oh, Zombie. So this is the Color Max flat. Like it's flat. That is very low gloss. This is also, he's got a little bit of fire ash on him, so I just clean it. Well, you can't really tell in his paint job. But yeah, this is whatever I decided on for his color, and then I dusted it with another color, and then it's got a little bit of red overspray on it, and then over the top of everything else is the Color Max Flat Clear. The spray paint sticks to bodies? No. Pro Raptor, no. No, not at all. No. The only paint that will stick to polycarbonate is either paint that is polycarbonate specific or vinyl and fabric paint. I know SEM makes it. I buy the stuff from Duplicolor. I have tried Glidden. They have black and gray at Home Depot now in vinyl and fabric, and it sticks just as well. That's what I painted Sandy's bed with, is the Glidden. It lays down nice and flat. And I have heard about people just using literally Folk Art multi-surface to paint it, and I haven't tried it myself because I don't trust it. People keep telling me, oh no, polycarbonate paint is just acrylic. And I'm like, but is it though? Because the VOCs attack you when you use this stuff. What's he on the inside? Yeah, this is just Duplicolor vinyl and fabric black. And it was too cold when I was painting, so we got some chalkiness to it. Well, there's really not a lot to that truck, is there? You know I'm going to ask again, how is Tapas doing? Anything new? Tapas needs painted. Tapas is done except for paint. You know what you don't want? You don't want me to start setting down all the bodies that aren't painted because it's too many. And in my own defense, and I'll use this as my defense, Eddie still isn't painted. So, I mean, come on. Spray paint sticks to other paints. That is true. That is absolutely true. Do you have any recommendations for painting aluminum wheels? My only experience with painting them is that I painted the set that is on the Banana. I painted them with Revell Aqua Color. The only thing I have over here is the thinner for it. Spelled like that, Aqua Color. And it went amazing. It worked fantastic. I did indeed use the airbrush for it. My wife bought me that airbrush, and I used that airbrush to airbrush the wheels. They came out fantastic with the Revell Metallics. I think most well, that's not actually true. I painted the drums of the discs of these black. They're actually this color. And the way I did it is I took those parts apart, because this is the barrel and this is the face. I took the faces and I put them in a toaster oven for about half an hour. And then I took them out where they were still smoking hot. And I painted them with high heat paint, motor paint. And then I tossed them back in the toaster oven for about half an hour. We call it poor man's anodization. And once it hardens up, it's pretty hard for it to scratch off. This is not an option for polycarbonate bodies. I would recommend strongly against it. I was meaning to suggest a Keychron to you. I've seen them before, but, like, you know, expensive. Expensive. What's your go-to straight axle? What is my favorite? Or what is the one that I build the most? I would still say it's SSD Diamond Pros. SSD Diamond Pros. If I can only have one straight axle, it's SSD Diamond Pros. It's just so good. Spray paint does stick to other paints. Anodize if you can. Have you decided how to paint him? Yes. But Eddie is trying to win Crawlympics unpainted, so he doesn't count. Also true. Up here in Canada, they just changed the law, so we can't get Tamiya anymore. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. There's still a lot of Tamiya in the shelves. You guys are going to be hoarding Tamiya.
Hoarding it up so the rest of the planet can't get it.
I would like another how to paint a patina video. Do you still use pepper instead of salt? Honestly, I found that they were fairly interchangeable. And my preference now is what I call natural patina, where I don't put anything in between the layers and I just let the environment do all the work. That's how we did. There it is. So when I painted this, and this, I'm particularly proud because there's no RC specific paint on this guy at all. Just see a head over there. There's no RC specific paint on this. This is Krylon Rich Plum. This is Krylon Color Max Pebble. And all I did is the base coat is silver duplicolor vinyl and fabric to give the paint something to stick to. And then I did a coat of Rust-Oleum Tallboy Iron Oxide Primer, which just happens to be the same color as rust, and then went over it purple on the bottom and the pebble on the top. And then what you do is you drive it around, and it will definitely patina out for you. Look at that. Like, tell me that doesn't look like a 25-year-old Igloo cooler. Like, that's just how he's wearing. Like, you can't, try as I may and try as I might, I can't get fake patina to look as good as just genuine patina. Like, the Rocks did that. And because it's painted silver on the inside and the outside, it starts to really look its best when you start wearing through all the silver and you're down to the silver on the inside. Yeah, Ground Fox, by the way. Oh, those are real. Those are real deal though. These are Drivetrains. Are Chavtex close to Drivetrains? Yes. Are they as good? No. There's a reason that you spend that money. You don't spend it every time, but there is a reason that you spend that money. So I can do another patina one. I'm going to be patinaing that F100 for sure. And the number of bodies in the building that need painted have reached double digits again. So we'll get to that. Pig pink all the way. Is Tapas going to run Deadline? I would like, after he's painted, I would like to run Tapas through Deadline and Green Line just to get some scratches on him. El Puerco de Oro, the golden pig. What color paint did you back Clifford the TRX4 Sport Trail Edition? That was a beautiful paint job. That is literally, I think I have the can right here. Yep. There's Clifford. My duplicator and fiber HVP 100 vinyl red. That's it. Still most of a can. I've painted a full slash short course body and Clifford and half of I'm forgetting his name, the Redbird Terrence, and half a Terrence out of this one can. These cans, 311 grams. It'll get you a while. The burgundy of this is real good. Diablo is just burgundy, silver back and then burgundy over the top, with the natural patina going. Okay. Pig is cerdo in Spanish. Puerco is more used in Mexico, for example. You'll have to forgive us that because we definitely would have been taught Mexican Spanish. El pollo de la muerte. The chicken of death. So good. Oh, I'm halfway.
Now we need another bird.
Boy, my thoughts. I tell you. So if you're watching upcoming videos, if you see a couple of videos in the upcoming days, I am just scattered all over the place, man. It's going to take me 2 more weeks to recover from the holidays because the schedule just got shifted just enough that, like, I cannot, on the one hand, I've only been doing the members show and the members stuff for a couple weeks now, but I still cannot believe that I completely forgot the schedule and the member show. So I filmed that this morning. It's up today. It will be up today. Why is it so funny to hear English people saying weird in Spanish? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Mi abuela es grande. Oh. Look. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better. Yeah, that's right. The whole box is in squiggles. And I can say that. I mean, all language is squiggles. But,
Recognizable squiggles.
Recognizable squiggles. We can all recognize our own squiggles. Hey, those are F10Ts. Portals. Wow. Okay. I gotta get it out of the box the rest of the way. Your grandma is big? Interesting. She was big. Mi abuela es muy grande. No, but seriously. My paternal grandmother, she was like 5'10". Most people's grandmothers aren't 5'10", I feel like. So this one was sent in. We're going to do the thing. Oh, check it out. Check it out. It's break dancing. I love that I can't. RC, that one channel, I'm not gonna throw anybody's name out. That one channel would not be able to review this because you can't read the outside of the box.
You'd have to make it up.
Okay. It's not okay. That's a Nissan Patrol, right? That's basically a Nissan Patrol. It's got tank turn function. It's RTR. LCG. Dig. I'm reading the box. 25 kg, 2.4 gigahertz plus. So 2.4 gigahertz or more. And it's blue. Yeah, there's literally nothing to read on the outside of the box. Yeah, the front side of the box and the back side of the box are the same box. Oh, there's the thing that somebody said. The thing. It's got like a turning brake. A cutting brake. Look at that. Look at it with your eyes. As Kevin Talbot would say, blah, blah, blah. I can't even blah, blah, blah. Like, this model is suitable for people 14 years and older. Keep the display box and the manual for future reference. Look, hey, they're encouraging box hoarding. Improper adjustments in operation will result in crashes and damages to the item. You know what I say to that? Don't threaten me with a good time. So yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna test this out, and you will forgive me. I genuinely can't remember who sent it. I have no recollection of who sent this in. They said there'll be a Yikong showing up soon. Oh, I can read some of it. Okay, that's a 1060, which is a step up from a 1040. It looks like a 32 turn motor. We've got a little shock absorber on the steering. This was the thing that, as I was unboxing it, try to convince me that this, like, can you tell if you're looking at that picture from the top or the bottom? I mean, I know now that that's from the bottom, but when I first looked at it, I was like, what am I looking at? The shocks look pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. This is the first time anything Yikong has ever been here because it basically doesn't exist. 32 turn brushed motor high torque? I can't see. There's purple stuff. There's purple stuff around it. I can't see. Oh, look at, we've got the gearbox, which is a gear to a gear, and then there's a gear. Is that because of the brake thing? I don't know what all that's going on. This will be really interesting. That's so many gears. Oh, wow. That's a brake. It's got pads and everything. Huh. What are those? It's got lockers? Hey, this is in English. 25 kg high torque metal gear steering servo and unique hydraulic servo saver design. I get the feeling I'm not going to like that. Oh, it's got headlights. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine the Yikong, if you will. I already don't know how I feel about it. Nissan Patrol looks way better than a Jeep Cherokee. I mean, you're not wrong.
So many Jeeps out there.
Oh my God.
Anything's better than a Jeep.
Light blue, green, or dark blue? It's on the other side. It's like the blue green, like a turquoise. Because the dark blue kind of looks purple to me. It's kind of purplish. And then the middle one is gray. Well, I mean, that's the one that has a check mark next to it. But the last time that we had a rig here I can't remember if it was an FMS or a Charisma or something. It was a quote unquote off brand. But the check mark was next to one color, and then you'd open up the box. It was a completely different rig on the inside. So who knows? Used a translation on the phone camera. Oh, I don't remember how that works. What is it, like Google Eye? What is the thing that makes that work? Phone camera translator. AI translator. Translate in real time. Yeah, it's Google. It's like Google Lens. Do I have this? Yeah, I already have this. Okay. I'm going to see if it works. Oh, neat. Oh, this is so good. All right. You brought this fun on yourselves. Let's go adventure. Right? Easy to control model. Tank turns around. Man, who knew about the technology? LCG chassis design, more stable and smoother driving experience. Remote locking front and rear differentials. Remote control front and rear differential locks. Gearbox second gear high shift. And low speed. With full car remote control lights. This thing is doing so good that, like, it's actually understandable. Look at, and you know what we're doing? We're all here together. We're reading the box. Okay, will it work sideways? Oh, it does. Come on. 25 high torque full metal gear servo. Ah, it's losing it. It works better this way. New dig function with selectable driving modes. Oh, I don't know what that is. Ooh. Okay, now we've lost it a little bit because for this one it says former Cardinal Cross. I feel like that might be lost in translation. Front and rear door bridge design, higher passability. I assume that's the way we say portals. Plastic fender, spot on. Steering gear buffer protection device. That seems like a direct translation. Drag brake force adjustable by switch. Nice! I'm on board. Low center of gravity gearbox. Come on, you can get it. With full remote control lights. Ooh, what's all this stuff? Metal Gear. That's a lot of squiggles just to say Metal Gear. Long Live AliExpress, I saw a review about this trailer. I think it has real brakes, if I remember. Yes, it does. It does. Yes. Yes, we're RC reviewing it live. Yeah. Yikong are very popular here in China. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just like FMS barely has a foothold here. Yikong isn't trying at all to make it here. There are brands that just don't happen here.
Cross is barely here.
Cross is barely here.
MST is barely here.
And the only thing, but MST and like drift cars and stuff is heavily here.
No.
So
I was in the crawler section.
The reviews I've seen, the Yikong is quite okay. Now, I feel like I'm reading a lot of subtext into that might not be present.
Sounds like AI to me.
But quite okay is like, but there are so many, what is it? Abysma?
Danchi.
There are so many people doing their own interpretations of the TRX-4 that you have to have some sort of angle to make it worth more than just getting a TRX-4. Like I tell people vocally and often, if you are not that interested in getting into toy cars, for me, without opening the box, without ever having driven it or experienced any of the doodads or gigaws, if it's between this and a TRX-4, like whether it's a sport or one of the full tricked out ones, I'm going to ask you the question, what are your intentions? Because if you've seen your buddies doing it and you say, that looks pretty cool, I'd like to try it, but you're never going to get deep down the rabbit hole of having too many of them around you, you get the FMS FCX10 K5 and just take it out and drive it with your buddies and you have an absolute blast. That thing out of the box is just fun. It has no upgrade path. Its durability and survivability are ultimately suspect. You're never going to turn it into a comp crawler, but it's got an 11-channel radio. You can turn off the drag brake, and this feels very much like that. Where we are, myself not being in China, you get a TRX4, it doesn't matter what happens to that TRX4. You can fix it. Virtually everywhere will sell Traxxas. You can order virtually anything for a Traxxas off Amazon and have it today or tomorrow. You will not have downtime. If something breaks on this, what do we do? What do we do?
LA Express.
Yeah, we go to LA Express and we wait a couple weeks. So, you know, these are things that do have to be taken into consideration one way or the other. Is there some way to avoid plummeting down the rabbit hole? Russell, you won't believe this. You won't believe this when I tell you, because I will seem like a disingenuous source, right? Like, how trustworthy am I as a source? It's bugging me that he's like partly out of the frame. But apparently, and believe me when I say this, apparently there are people out there in the world that they can like very lightly involve themselves in something. Like they could buy something like a toy car that goes slow and be absolutely happy with it. Just be happy with it. And I'm like, but how? Like, why don't you want to take it apart and put it back together? And some people don't live that way and they don't think like that. It's foreign. Yeah, they have other interests. I have other interests as well, but I'm equally obsessive about those, whether it's the cameras or the toy cars or the hand tools, machine tools, rulers. Pick something. I own 5 routers, plunge routers. I mean, come on, let's just do this. Do this. This isn't a problem. This is normal, right? Why is there 2 of us? Uh-oh. How does it happen that it just begins? It's the delay, right? Where there's just a delay where we begin falling down of the we fall down. Ooh, that one kind of froze in the background. The same people take their RC cars to their local hobby shop and pay them to fix it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a...
Figure out what's wrong with it.
The new FCX10 Pro LC80 is the K5 with brushless. Portals, locking, diffs is all back. Yeah, which is what we had hoped they'd done before. So they released for us an interstitial model that nobody wanted or needed. ADHD hyperfocus on a new hobby is expensive. As somebody pointed out, as far as hobbies go, this one isn't that bad.
Well, it depends how much money's in your pocket.
I'm excessively obsessive about small part perfection. That's why I love seeing also your shock videos. I can't see it with the pledge can. I need it to be perfect. I, on the other hand, I'm up here now. I have followed her advice. She's right down here. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. The life experience gained while installing glass tile backsplash. At one point, I was bleeding. I was bleeding because even on a diamond saw, there's just little tiny glass shards shooting everywhere, and you're just bleeding. And like an overwhelming sense of calm came over me, and I said, "Perfection is unattainable. Just get the damn tile on the wall." And it was literally life changing. There was my life before. Like, they say having kids changes you. Not as much as you'd think. Having a near nervous breakdown while trying to install tile, that will change you. And once I realized that perfection was unattainable, I have literally led my life differently ever since. I well and truly have. All bets are off, right? There's a lot of glare, though. I feel like we could go deeper. I'm at the limit of access on the tripod. Yeah, there's just too much glare. There we go. Like, how far does it go down the rabbit hole? Let me turn off the overhead. You know what you guys all need to be thankful. Well, watch this. You know what y'all need to be thankful for? That you can't hear this. Gotta imagine what that sounds like. Here we go. We'll just pair that. Oh, whoa! Okay, that was cool, right? Why is it so whited out when we get to the bottom of the tunnel? Yeah. Right now, okay, I know it's difficult to formulate an analogy that's like as accurate as I would like it to be. But like the state of my consciousness, this is a pretty good visual analogy of the state of my consciousness right now. Like, what is it? Options overload. They call it options overload. Like there's too much to do. I know that a lot of people often feel like they've got too much to do. I genuinely, I begin to feel like I have too much to do. And not like I have too many obligations. Like, how am I going to get all this stuff done? It always worries me when the chat stops moving. That like I broke.
Just flip directions.
That like I broke something. God, I hope I didn't break something.
Now I have to scroll up to go backwards.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just honestly, I'm just watching those audio monitors go up and down. I feel like I've eaten the brownies, you know, if you know what I mean. But I haven't eaten the brownies. God, if I had brownies, I'd be eating them right now. It's kind of fun. Yeah, Ben Webby said, DSM Off-Road, cool, thank you. And then that's the last one that appeared in the chat. And not being able to hear myself. Oh, okay. I can hear it just, I don't know. Okay. I need to order the H10 drop from you. Say having kids, but people without kids have no concept of reality. True. For 2025, I will finally put an OG axial 3-gear in a VRD chassis with F10 straights. All the horsepower, all the breakage. I can't even count how many tile jobs I've done. Yeah, it will change you. Perfection is aspirational, but I wouldn't want to go there. Gives me a reason to wrench on an already assembled. True. To the 9th dimension. I have an upset tummy and this isn't helping. I love. See, the camera at the angle now, it's really working.
Why is my house shaking?
Multiple universes do exist. Is anyone staring into the void? Anyone else past time? Yeah. Oh, turn on the audio. When you start overwhelming people with existential thoughts about too much to do, the chat slows down and we all hang our heads for a minute. Barry Rhodes is headed out. Have a good weekend and stay safe. Why do you make us think about stuff? I don't mean to. I don't mean to. All right. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to find out what's going to happen here in a minute. I think I have the speakers turned off. There it is. Oh, okay. Now I see what it looks like. And now I see. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm trying to think of how to orient this. You'll have to give me a second because I can no longer see chat. I'll be back on chat in a second. Okay. Wait, ready? I need to switch to camera 2. Okay. Okay, that goes back to OBS. So I need to go to screen share. There we go. Okay. Wait. Now, ready? Now this should be like I don't know. Can you hear this? Switch to camera 2. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That goes back to OBS. We're gonna catch up in just a second. So I need to go to. We're gonna catch screen share. There we go. All right. Okay. Now we're already to the bottom of the rabbit hole visually. This should be like I don't know. How deep does the rabbit hole go? Audio wise. Okay, yeah. Okay, that goes back to OBS. Catch up in just a second. So I need to go to we're gonna catch screen share. There we go. Oh, it's just going to keep
Now,
doing
we're
that over
already
again.
to
Okay,
the
we're only
bottom of the
3
rabbit
layers
hole
deep.
visually.
This should be.
We'll let it get down a couple layers and
does the
rabbit
rabbit
hole
go
go
to handle it anymore?
audio-wise.
Okay,
And
yeah, okay, that goes back to
we're gonna
OBS,
catch up
and then
just
it's
a second.
so I need to go to
no, one
okay,
screen share. There we go. Farther.
Oh, it's just going to keep
Now,
doing
we're
that over
already
again.
to
Okay,
the
we're only
bottom of the
3
rabbit
layers
hole
deep.
visually.
This should be.
We'll let it get down a couple layers and
does the
rabbit
rabbit
hole
hole
go
is a perfect
handle it anymore.
Is a
Audio
perfect
wise.
comment. Okay,
And
yeah, okay, that goes back to
OBS.
someone
And
tuning
then
into
so
a
you
live
need to
stream.
go to
One
the
time
screen
and
share.
there
There
we
we
go.
go. Farther.
Oh, it's just going to keep doing that over again.
Okay,
Okay,
on
that
that
layers
layers
deep.
deep.
This camera.
We'll let it get down
layers
and
is
perfect.
That's the perfect place.
Audio
Perfect
wise.
comment. Okay,
And
yeah, okay, that goes back to
OBS.
someone
And
tuning
then
into
how
a
many
live
layers
stream.
of one
Are
happening
over
there.
there
We
we
go.
go. What I should
Oh,
be
it's just
doing
gonna keep doing that over again.
Okay,
Okay,
on that
on
layers
that
deep.
layers
This camera.
We'll let it get down
Perfect. That's the perfect place.
Audio
Perfect.
wise.
Okay,
And
that goes back to someone
I don't know how many layers of one are happening.
Okay, what I should be doing that over again. This should be. That's the perfect place. Every once in a while, okay, that goes back to someone. I don't know how many layers of one are happening. What I should be doing that over again. This should be. That's the perfect place. Every once in a while, okay, that goes back to someone. I don't know how many layers of one are happening. What I should be doing that over again. This should be. That's the perfect. Every once in a while, okay, that goes back to someone. I don't know how many layers of one are happening. What I should be doing that over again. This should be. That's the perfect. Every once in a while, okay, that goes back to someone. I don't know how many layers of one are happening. What I should be doing. There you go. It's so good. And here's the best part, because you guys are all delayed. I had already pulled my way back from the singularity, and we were just back into normal vision. The 17 after. There's only one reason this is happening. And that's because my stupid video capture device went down and my main camera doesn't work. Wait, double check. Nope, still down. Okay. I can power it down. It's just on for no reason. I think I just got mesothelioma from that. Okay, we're never going to close this window out. It's surprisingly, I would have thought that if anything was going to prompt some frame drops, boy, it was going to be that.
Was that just turning on all the microphones?
That was me sharing the live stream on a split screen. So the stream was being shared inside the stream. So Streamception. But then every time there's the delay in YouTube, when it reaches the delay and catches up to live, it does another depth, another depth, another depth, another depth. So it just keeps looping over and over again. I think you're going to have to stop the stream and restart it. I mean, we have dropped 0.9% of frames, and we dropped all of those before I turned on the 8th, 9th, and 10th dimensions. But now we're just back to normal. Now that I've unboxed one thing, you know what no stream is complete without? Tell me this box doesn't look like it's seen some stuff. It's also really gritty. Really gritty. R.I.P. the guys that are behind on the stream. Yeah, 100%. If you fall behind, you're going to get eaten. I know. I'm not living up to the. I should have an expensive watch on. I mean, I guess I technically do. I should have an expensive watch on, and I should be using like a $10,000 knife to cut this box open. But no, it's just an Olfa box cutter.
No more expensive knife?
No, I already opened it. You're too late with your expensive knives. What's better than one unboxing? Two unboxings. One of the gentlemen there in the chat, I believe he's there in the chat, sent in a bunch of stuff. Wow. That is really... The camera is not doing justice to how incredibly neon that is. That is, like, it's washing out the color on the camera. Is this guy picking up? Yeah, that's a little more accurate to the neon. That is wild. He sent in a parts for a rig to be built. Oh, check this out. More future content. More future content. Some HPI rock grabbers in the S compound. Some 2.2s. There's what those look like. So it's an HPI Masher 2000, pretty much. We'll be testing those at some point. What else have we got? That hurts my eyes. It can be seen with the lights on. This looks like other HPI rock grabbers. Apparently there's 2 sets of HPI rock grabbers in here. And then what's in... Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, man. Remember when I complained just a few moments ago? It wasn't a complaint. It was more of just a general statement. Look, it's a trencher. No, it's not. It's an... Oh, God, it's mixed racing. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, mixed racing makes 2 types of tires. Tires that work and tires that are absolutely terrible. So these are mixed racing fake trenchers. They feel very robust. Too robust. Of all the tires that I've pulled out of packages recently, yeah, Frenchers, I am genuinely excited to test the Frencher. Because mixed racing still holds it. They've got the Fusk, and they've got the clone of the Boom Racing Hustler. They have the best fake tire and the absolute worst fake tire. They're covering both ends. Oh, God, that's heavy. There's more tires in here, by the way. Pitbull Growlers. So I sent my set of Pitbull Growlers off. They went off into the world because Pitbull doesn't really work here. And then, and only then, did it occur to me, I never tested them. They were here for a long time, and I never tested them and for the Canyon. And then I just sent them away. So now, so remember when I said I don't know how I'm going to do the content? I just opened a box of content. But we do have to catch them all. Oh, Lordy. OT6 clones. Oh, man. I got to untape these bad dogs. Ooh, look at these doggies. So we've got some completely unbranded OT6 clones. And they are Injora silicones in there. The big silicones. Those wheels are pretty nice. These are proper heavy. Proper heavy. Like that set of 4. This is well and truly past the kilo of wheelos. They feel grippy-ish. See. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, those are going to be terrible. Those are going to be terrible.
So they make noise on the mat.
Yeah, that's the Starsky test. If they make a bunch of noise on the mat, they're going to be really bad. Is this literally just 4 inches of packing material at the bottom of this? Ooh, a return label. That's the best thing I ever seen. All right, I don't want to throw the box away because it's got a return label. Here, hold on to that. And then there's a box, and we're gonna do some building. We're gonna do a building at some point. Here's some other panels. Ah! Here's this guy. This should seem somewhat familiar to you. The appearance of the cage here. Some kydex on here. We've got a ooh, with the black and red. With the black and red. Oh my! And there's the front. With the double cardons. We got some cutter lengths. We got a Stealth X. We got a 9mm on 70. We'll have to take a shot at the 9mm on 70. We have the toughest servo horn in the world. We've got a little. I'm assuming that guy goes like that, or the other way. Other way? Does the other way make more sense? I think the other way probably makes more sense. I think that's supposed to be over like that. Bear with me. Yeah, there we go. Nice. We've reassembled it. We've got some other drive shafts. Generic metal alloy. Hey, truth in advertising. I wonder how much of this stuff was actually in the little boxes before the United Parcel Service got into the spirit of just trying to mash everything into the ground. Yeah, those parts should have been in there. And then we've got a sounds like this one does sound pretty broken. Oh, it's all the rest of the stuff. Skid 115s. Where did he find red offset caps? Where did you find red offset caps? I'm a little jelly. I'm slightly jelly. Links. Escape. 36, 25, 18 hundo. And ladies and gentlemen, dang. I mean, dang. Would you focus, you old piece of crap? And I can say that because we're kind of on the same level. If I come closer, that is just not going to focus. I miss you so much, main camera. I miss you so much right now. Those are pretty, those are pretty good looking. No, the wheels. So this is Deadpool, and because we got Wolverine, that's Deadpool. All of the hard work was done for me, or did I do all the hard work because I built Wolverine, and this is a companion to Wolverine? My guess is my guess correct? I've seen his name on here, but I don't know if he's still on. Are we putting the rock grabbers on it? Do you know of double carton for TRX4 or Mias? No. The only double cartons that I know of are Offset Capra and AR-45. I don't know why. I have no idea why that is. Now, you could, sometimes you can find them real cheap on Amazon and AliExpress, where it's like $15.99 for the pair. You'd have to buy 2 pairs and then cut both of the long ones down. So yes, you could make them, but As far as somebody selling them, no. Yeah, this definite Deadpool vibe. Yeah, definitely with the cage and wheels and axles. It's the full black and red theme going, and we've got the full links. This is the way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Have people send you stuff, and have the stuff be like basically just shy of assembly. I don't have to source things. I do need to build the shocks, though. There's definitely nothing in there. Now, let's hope that there's nothing in there. Oh, they're clean. They're clean. Nice. Anyone know where to get rock iron gold? Is that gold compound iron rocks? Is that what you're asking me? That's a proper kit, not what manufacturers do. Yeah, well, this is fully curated. The gentleman that sent it in knew exactly what he wanted and what he wanted to get, and he wanted to build Wolverine. So this is that. I'm assuming it's going to go in the rock grabbers. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. I think these look very much like the ones that I used on Wolverine. They might be the same ones, but with the double cardons already in and full brass out on the inside, out on the outsides. No, these should work great. No, it should be good. And I built Wolverine out of parts that were laying around, so we should take you 5 minutes to quickly build it now. I mean, here's the thing. Aside from a little bit of fabrication that's required, you're not wrong. How did I lose the skid already? I don't remember putting it back in the box, but I'm going to say that no, yes, I did. Hey, what do you know? Good call on that one. Where do I get those axles? That was just Amazon. Good old Amazon. And you know what? Okay. Oh, wait, where's my other ones? I need to cut these tabs off. And it's kind of at the extreme of what a flush cutter is good for. So, I have that set of Kleins here that I could just grab my I could grab my Klein 2000s and just snip these off.
You're gonna pop the jaw off the flush cutters.
Yeah, I'm going to pop the jaw on the flush cutters if I try to cut these. Before. And I don't want to break those flush cutters because they're treating me pretty good. So.
Do with dikes and then flush cutters.
Yeah, I'm going to clean it up. Don't forget to thread lock the grub screws in those Capra axle shafts. They will ejecto seat-o in a hurry. I don't know if he did that when he built them. I definitely do know that from experience on the sets that I have here. Yeah, this is the carbon. This is carbon reinforced. So yeah, these actually cut off real easy, and then we'll just like you said, we'll just clean them up. We're just doing the we're just doing the little bit of surgery here. So there's always surgery. I hope I don't break anything. I know the mic is probably not picking up you got to turn it down into a skid because there's nothing sticking out past there. Ping, zing. I don't know about you. I'm having a good time. Man, flush cutters. What can't they do? Well, they can't cut through stuff that's too thick for them because they'll just snap. So that's a thing they definitely can't do. Now, what I did not see, probably because I wasn't looking for it, I saw them in there. What gears are in the box. What level underdrive, overdrive is in the box and or in the axles. Because I'm assuming the box was built with 12. There went the gear. I've lost one of the, I'll just dig out another one. If it hits the ground, it's gone. So I'll just dig out another one. I need some, I don't know. Oh, he's here. It's got mostly shiny stuff on it, so I'll continue the thematic of shiny stuff. I'll try. Let's see. Right, hold on. We have an opportunity here that we don't ordinarily have, which is kind of if this camera will look down enough. There we go. Now you'll never know if it locked up if I move out of the way. Because you'll just be like, is he still there? Max overdrive and trans, no gear change in axles. There you go. There you go. I don't remember if it wants 8s or 10s. I think no, 10s will work. Yeah, 10s will work for sure. But before that, we need to dig out the right gears for let's see how centric this one is. That's not bad. I detest those plastic slipper eliminators only because they have. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, man. I don't know how that got in there. Yeah, I do. Dang old UPS is how that got in there.
Wow. Reed Driver's 8 tongue twister. Could an unboxer unbox if an unboxer could unbox boxes?
How many boxes can an unboxer box if an unboxer could unbox boxes? It's easy to say unbox, though. This last week I've done Missing Link unboxing where I unboxed the rig for an unboxing video, and yesterday I did the DIRC 4-wheel steer unboxing where I unboxed and ran that. Sam Stevens is going to eat some Mexican with his bowling buddies. Damn, that sounds pretty good, man. What's the width on these axles? Yes, Espresso-Matic, these are 100% Capras. These are Capras all day. These are, woof. I got to get a number. Because like I said, Wolverine doesn't have the full tilt weights on the outside. He just has the knuckle weights on it. 21.6 American ounces, aka 612 grams for the front axle. Nice. I do indeed approve. Nope. We draw the line. I'll do a lot of things with stainless, but I won't. Oh, Miata commuter asked if the planetary box arrived. Huzzah! Yes, it did. Yes, it did. I won't mount a motor with stainless steel screws because those bad bags will screw out. Oh, Irwin is headed. How long are we going over by this week? I don't think we will. Because what I'm gonna do, what we're doing, is we'll get a bit of this done, and then we will put it back in the box from whence it came, and then in the week that is the next, we'll finish it. And I don't make a guarantee, but I make a soft guarantee that the cameras will all work. I have a week. I'll do my best.
Well, that's the thing. You shoot all the intros in here.
Well, no, the camera still works fine. It's the capture card that's not working. There's no problem with the camera. The camera works fine. For those who don't know anything about cameras, and even more to the degree for those who don't care. Okay, yeah, I see. So, camera 2. We got camera 2. We can do this. So here's Inception yet again. Yeah, see, main camera working just fine. Capture card not working. So it's always something. and it tends to be the simplest thing. And I'm gonna go into Elgato, and it's gonna be like, would you like to perform a software update? Ugh. Sputter said, Mr. C, power on the secure to see if anyone gets the tune. You got it. Oh, I got to plug the motor into it. Otherwise, it's not going to make any noise at all. That's how that works. I've lost it. I mean that figuratively. I mean that literally. No, seriously, I've lost the speed control.
There's no box somewhere.
It should be on the bench somewhere. Oh, wait. If I send you a box of goodies, will you promise not to open it until we're on live the Friday after it arrives? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I like a surprise. All right. So we'll try to get this so the mic can pick it up. These things are pretty loud. Like when Wolverine plays his tone, it's plenty loud. I believe, if I recall correctly, I'm trying. He said that he got some sort of cheater help, that his wife knows music, or he knows music or something. When I was trying to program mine, let's be real simple and plain about it. I don't know anything about music other than that I like to listen to it. Okay, so we're going to plug this in. I'll get the motor up. This is the microphone. This is the microphone. I'll just hold it up here in the air above the camera, and we'll see. Can anybody ID? He wants to know if anybody can ID the sounds. I need to hear it again. I need to hear it again. Second time. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
That would be my guess.
I think what it is that it makes it really hard to tell what the music is, because it's basically just tones. You can't hear it. Okay, hold on. All right, you had to be able to hear that. I stuck that in the microphone. The sound of silence, I can't hear anything. It's going to get so many guesses. When he says what it is, I'm going to be like, oh my God, it is that. But, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but my guess would be...
Yeah, I think it's probably something to do with how much the noise cancellation on the mic does, because I had to stick that into the rabbit butt of the microphone. Okay, well, okay. He just texted me. He just sent me a message on Instagram saying what the song is. Okay. We'll do one more time. Wait. I'm gonna get it all the way in. Okay. This is high tech.
Time.
I don't know if I would ID it. I don't know. But, I'm a Luddite. I did not see a pinion gear hiding anywhere in here. It is not on the motor. Luckily,
You have plenty of pinion gears?
I have so many pinion gears, it's embarrassing. Speaking, I was just conversing with the gentleman over here to my hinder about the fact that I have a problem when I go to order A-main orders and I need money, right? I need to make the order. I will immediately go to Robinson Racing, and I will throw a pinion on there.
To get to free shipping.
Those are the unopened ones, man. What is wrong with me? some of them are the same tooth count. I've bought it more than once. Like, these are the open ones. What am I doing? Also, would you like a really big 48 pitch pinion? How big do you want it? Because we have one that's like bigger than a quarter. What is that? That's a 45. That's a 45. I want, here's what it is. I want a gearbox with so much gear reduction I can run this 45 tooth pinion. That's what I want. It's never going to happen.
And a 30 tooth pinion spur gear?
Yeah. I want 0.75 gear ratio. I think yeah. Okay. I'm just going to let people keep guessing because I already know. And you know what's a great feeling? Knowing something that other people don't know. You want to see something absolutely awesome, guys? Oh, he told.
See? Figured it has to be Deadpool related.
Yeah. You want to see something absolutely awesome, everybody? I just tightened this pinion gear down, and I was about to set the gear mesh. They don't make them like they used to. If you add that planetary box to a normal gearbox. Right, Crow? Let me tell you something. If you take one of these with the 1887, the output at the gearbox, why am I going to guess? I'll just tell you exactly what it is. I just picked up a scale like a calculator. Because they sit on top of each other. Anyway, 87 divided by 18 is 4.833 times. So the output from a Stealth X geared 1887 is about, I already forgot. Holy crap. I set the calculator down and forgot the number immediately. Okay. So 11.6 to 1 is the output from there. 1887 and then 2.4 internal. Well, that would be the output to the front. It'd be slightly higher for the rear. If you were to take this guy and put him right here and then put this guy on the back of that, these are 3 to 1. I believe this is a 3 to 1 gear reducer. So that would effectively make the output be, what did I say? 11.6? Times 3. Yeah, so that would be like 34.8 to 1 out of the gearbox. And then times 3.75.
Fire Phoenix is going to fight fires.
That would be 130.5 to 1 at the wheel. No, this is portaled. Oh my God. Okay, that can't be right. No, this can't be right. I need to write these down. Okay, hold on. Correct my math. I'm getting distracted. Did Fire Phoenix actually say he's going to fight fires?
He's got to get to sleep before his next duty.
He's going to fight fires. Okay.
That's what I got from it.
If memory serves, who needs a paint job? Curtis Knudsen, I could keep you busy for 2 weeks. So internal, stealth. Does that show up at all? Yes. 2.4 to 1. Okay. Planet is 3 to 1. Okay, the spur and pinion is 1887, which is 4.84 to 1, give or take. Okay, ring and pinion. Ring, pinion. I'm not even bothering. You know what it means. Is 830. Which is 3.75 to 1. And then portal is 1223, which is 1.92 to 1. Okay. So I didn't write them down in the perfect order, so we can't just cascade down. But if my brain is working right, okay, we have 4.84 to 1 times 2.4 to 1, which is 11.6 to 1, times 3 to 1. So that's 34.8 at the gearbox. I should write that down. 34.85. 34.85 to 1. And then we have 3.75 times 1.92, which is 7.2 at the axle. And if we multiply that times 34.85, is that really 250 to 1 gear reduction? 250 to 1, is that right? Am I doing that right? Like that. I guess that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Because without the 3 to 1, that's like 83 to 1 without the reducer. I mean, you would never run this reducer on this combo. You would only run that reducer by that. I mean, this. That's straight axles only, period. Particularly on gearboxes that I fear you misunderstood what I said. What I actually said was, give me all the reduction you have. And if memory serves, I think you can squeak a 90 on here and get like a 13 or 14 tooth pinion on it, which would get you like almost 7 to 1 out there instead of that. And that ratio is just, you could potentially, theoretically, with offset Capras, regular Capras, underdrive gears in the Capra axles. Hey, John Zamuda! We have to be up like 55 or 60. The planetary gears sit on individual shafts with no bearings of any kind. Really? Ed Scrivener. Ed Scrivener is magic. Or Ed Scrivener is cheating. I'm hoping that Ed Scrivener isn't cheating and he hasn't turned on Don't Accept Gifts. Because it's too good. It's too good. All right. So that was a stock Traxxas pinion gear from a Slash that we cracked in half. That has got too much shark tooth on it. There's an 18. There's an 18. Because I don't know what we're going to have to gear this. Hey, Psycho Garage with another one. Oh, they're all trying to get you, Ed. What Sputter Crawler said, I wouldn't run more than 2,000 kV in one. Yeah, I would only be using that thing to get from, like, inadequate gear reduction, like what was in the other one, to reasonably adequate gear reduction. This is Stealth X and Capras. This is going to have more than enough gear reduction. It's not going to be a problem. Yeah, I feel like that. What was that? What the hell was that? Okay, I need to take it all apart now because a chunk of the pinion gear that fell off just fell into the motor. Let's hope it will focus up. You see it? Right there? Ooh, it's really in there.
Well, I imagine it's stuck to the magnets.
This is my own fault. This is my own fault for having an inability to throw stuff away. Like, I have Robinson Absolute and regular Robinson Steel 48 pitch pinions. I don't need to be keep weekly dumb all the reduction, see if it's drivable. Oh, I am definitely thinking about it because not to introduce too many spoilers in, but do you know what's in the okay, so there's that. Keep your eyes on that. Make sure it doesn't move. If it moves, somebody tell me to get out now. Here is what is sitting in the spares bin right now. Oh yeah. We're at some point we're doing it. we're going to put together 300 to 1 gear reduction. I want to see what happens. Capras with the Stealth X with the 3 to 1 planetary reducer is 252 to 1 gear ratio.
So what do you run, like a 4,000 motor?
That would still be too slow. 4,000 kV is for like 100 to 1.
So like a
You'd have to run a drag motor, but then the planetary box would explode. Thank you, RC Family. RC Family is a solid guy, and I'm not ashamed to admit that I started watching his content purely because of his voice. Like, I'm Anglophile enough that I'm a sucker for it, and especially if you're from the Midlands or the North, you get the Yorkshire accent, and it's so good. I mean, I know we got a lot of accents in America, but I don't know. I'm a longtime Yogscast fan, so I'm a sucker for it. Jonathan D wants to ask what he's missed. Jonathan, we went to like the 10th dimension. Oh, I just saw Curtis Knudsen asked, you mind if I come down tomorrow? I was operating under the expectation that you were going to be here tomorrow. I filmed videos Friday morning, assuming you would be here tomorrow. So if you're not here tomorrow, I'm going to have to film more videos tomorrow. So if I have to film 2 videos 2 days in a row, I'm holding you personally responsible. This motor is very grabby. Yeah, this is the way I like to build stuff. What you guys are taking place of right now is really loud music. Usually there'd be really loud music right now. Oh, by the way, don't let me forget. Like if Curtis wants one, he's got first dibs if he's here tomorrow. I got more of the cheap plywood. This stuff cut amazing. I cut a handful out this morning. These came out great. And they cut clean. I didn't have to really like punch any pieces out. I've just gone to an unfinished Arizona sort of an affair where I cut them out and I send them out to people. I'm not doing the painting of them anymore. I hand painted some of the ones. So if you have one of the old shock stands that has where I hand painted it, consider yourself fortunate because I'm just tired, man. I can't. You and Mr. Knudsen are more than welcome to experiment with my body. Whoa!
Dirty, dirty man.
Whoa! I don't know if this is that kind of party. Oh, I can't remember. A stock Stealth X. Does the spur gear face forward or face backward? Sometimes what I try to do is I rotate the spur and I try to see which output looks like it's turning faster. Spur to the back, isn't it? It's spur to the back. I'm pretty sure it's spur to the back.
The other Stealth X is motor in the front. So you imagine motor in the back. Motor forward.
Well, I'm trying to remember an Ecto. Does the Ecto have motor to the back? Oh man. This is an important decision, somebody's going to say. Traxxas shocks were built with Traxxas seals, just add oil. Awesome. This is the best. Simply the best. I'm barely working here. I haven't learned my lesson about sinking screws into Stealth X's, though. Use the correct lengths. Sounds like Diddy got here early. Yeah, Espresso-Matic has got it spot on. Don't you have a single rig in the fleet with that earbox so you can check which direction it goes? I don't know. It'll hear me coming. Hey! I mean, I do. Yeah, God, somebody I can go check my Zool real quick. See, that would be, Jonathan's on the page. That's easier than me going and trying to remember who's got a stealth in it. Because the 2 that are right above me both have XFs in them. Who's the nearest guy that would have a Stealth X in it? I don't even know.
I know there's one in a box over there.
I haven't built that yet either. Who's got a Stealth X? Motor forward. Motor in front. Okay, so 2 people definitely say motor in the front. Okay, so like this. So this faces forward. Spur to the back. I guess spur to the back is a better way to state it than. Oh, I got some Get some smoke. Oh, halfway finished thought. Espresso-matic is 100% right. Yeah. The laser, just grab Wolverine. Son of a... Yeah, he's... No, Wolverine is spur to the front. He's definitely spur to the front. I had to rebuild him spur to the front. For a reason that my brain can't remember.
You have to rebuild this one first?
I already don't remember. Right hand catching fire is how Pinocchio found out he was made out of wood. What a way to find out you're made out of wood.
Setting yourself ablaze.
Yeah, Wolverine. I just pictured Wolverine from the side, and he is definitely spur to the front. I don't trust my eyes. All right. Trail Runner has Stealth X. You're right. That's way over there.
Is that Ruby?
Ruby's way over here.
Oh, you moved him again?
No, Ruby's always been over here.
Oh, that's Rusty.
Rusty's over there.
Okay.
Motor front, spur rear on that. So Ruby, and the banana. Yeah, motor front, spur rear on the banana as well. Okay. So motor front, spur rear. Yeah, so both of those, just check mine, it is motor forward. So like that, spur to the back. Okay, I think the default is spur to the back. We're going to figure out, as we start to slap parts together, we're going to figure out why Wolverine is spur forward. I feel like there's a reason. I don't remember. I truly don't remember. I know that I had to disassemble his gearbox and reassemble it the other way because it didn't fit. But this is going to fit no problem. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. See what you've done?
Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm.
It's Careless Whisper. That's what the ESC was playing.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Though it's easy to pretend.
Well, that song's
No,
on
I'm
Delta,
not.
yes.
Skid had bolt holes to flip it off if you want. Well, also because we cut the
Flip it off.
because we cut the tabs off, I don't even have to unmount the gearbox. The gearbox is just fully symmetrical. Like when I'm looking at this, it fits better with the spur. It's the axle. It's the axle. There it is. Stunod said it right when it clicked in my brain. I didn't get it from him, I promise. It clicked in my head right at the same time. The output on the front needs to be over here for the offset pumpkin. That's why he's flipped. So what we can do is we can just shoot some. I got halfway through the thought, which was I could not. Why couldn't I remember? Hey, right, Cranko! Did he get him? No, he didn't get him. He didn't get him. Because we're just fully symmetrical. We just turn it around. we don't even have to unbolt anything. Oh, we do have. This is why this stuff, slapping things together, takes place in the live stream. Then I spend about the same amount of time or a little more actually finishing it and getting it put together. Because what is happening right now is I need to get at least one screw in the skid so you can see what happening now is. Would you go? Are you too good for your home? All I can think is imagine trying to do this by hand. So he's made some sweet Deadpool panels, right, for the body. We had no interference issues mounting it the other way around. But when we mount it this way, yeah, you ain't. That's just a little Dremlin. That's just a little trimming of the Kydex, a little Dremlin. Yeah, the rear is centered. Yes, be no problem there. It just, like I said, I just threw Wolverine together because I was like, oh, bonk. Because I was like, you know what we need? Class 3 test rig. There it is. Simon, this is made by Intage. They still make them. They are still available. Ordering. That's a 12. What's a 12 doing in the 10 bin? That was a 12. Is RC Speedy an American company? I'm pretty sure.
You're talking about Intage Cage.
Am I turning into Happy Gilmore? Slappity-doo!
Price is wrong, Bob.
The price is wrong, Bob. You want a piece of me, Bob? I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing. Are there any Sandler movies up in the collection? I don't know. Grandma's Boy is up there. There's a bunch of nonsense up there.
Well, Grandma's Boy was
Produced by Adam Sandler. Canyon membership has never been so high. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know if the update is full speed on the studio. Is it under
statistics.
I don't even know where subscribers. Audience? I don't even know where to look it up on the phone. Oh, I do have a computer though. Hey, I could look. RC Speedy is from Asia? I did not know that.
Huh.
I just kind of assumed that they were American.
Sounds like an American name.
Yeah, right? Like they always have like a downtime, like when you're ordering something they have to make it. So I just assumed. Okay, recent activity. CL members. I don't know how quick. 335. 335. That is wild. And there are a bunch of people in the list that are brand new, have never been hit before.
Like the blind guy.
Like the blind guy. There he is right there. The blind guy, all caps. Member for 0 days, joined 0 days ago. So in a couple days, I will have to remember to take a picture and pop it up in the members only. Yeah, the name picker is going to be massive for the giveaway. Yeah, it's the perfect time for you guys to give all these away because, you got to be a member to win. And we are 306. We're 306 away. Yeah, it's metal. It's made by Intage. They still sell them. It's for the AX10. I think a bunch of people have half covered this. It is basically held together. 2 spot welds. I think there's 3 spot welds here. 3 here and 3 here, and that's it. So apparently people have had experience with these breaking off. Well, there's one tack weld on the inside. People have had experience with these breaking off before, but Wolverine has been very sturdy and literally just clonk. He earned his name from his tendency to clonk, because when he falls off of an obstacle, he just goes clank and just lands. So that was how he got named in the first place.
What was that spud crawler? How much it cost?
I think they're still like the same price.
35, 45?
Yeah, like $35 still.
Yeah, at that price, buy a new one.
Yeah, realistically, yeah. The Intage cages are like $35. If you break one, just buy another one. like it's not expensive enough to warrant it. There we go. Yeah, it's just rubbing on that one little spot of Kydex. Like 10 seconds with the Dremel. And also, I mean, you can sort them out amongst yourselves. There's a whole bunch of y'alls now, right? 77, which is, here's what's crazy. $38.99, Mr. Saxton says for the cage. Yeah, under $40.
Yeah.
Right? Here's what's crazy about 77 memberships today. Last time I checked it, it was at like $290. $290 plus 77 is $367,
Well,
which means
Friday at the roll-off day.
which means 32 people rolled off between yesterday and today. So y'all, especially all of y'all, everybody doing it. Shaker MT probably driving his truck at the time, dropping like 30 on there. It is just more shenanigan money. Look at these. Look at these. Lumpkins. I'm 6'1" and I fit in a Miata. I just got to put one leg in at a time. I sat in a Miata at the dealership, and if you slide the seat in a Miata all the way back, I can't even do tippy toes and touch the pedals with my toes. I think you could be like 6'10" and drive a Miata. I drove a Del Sol, and I had to have my seat forward about 5 clicks forward of all the way back. Every two-seater, nobody assumes it, but two-seater cars have like the most room in them because they don't have to worry about the stuff in the back.
There's no stuff in the back.
I'm 6'2" with a long torso, and the top of my head sits over the top of the windshield in every one I've been in. Not ideal for catching rocks on the freeway. Just wear a hat. Wear a big, sturdy hat.
Get yourself a helmet.
I thought, until I started cycling, until I got on the bike, I was under the impression that I had a long torso. What do they call it? Like a swimmer's body, as they call it. Nope. Turns out I'm just a freak. I'm a freak of nature. But I do not have a long torso. I have a completely average torso for the size of my body. What I do have, and you can have a patriot, a partner of yours, assist you with this. Most people, you have a ratio of, so you've got elbow to wrist, and then you've got elbow to the bony protrusion on the back of your shoulder, right? I don't know if I can get it in. There's a spot right here. There's like a little bone that sticks out on the back of your shoulder. So there should be a ratio of there to there and elbow to the shoulder. You know what mine are? Exactly the same. The distance from here to here and the distance from here to the back of my shoulder are the same. So my bicep is like a freak. It's like way longer than it should be. So it makes this part of my arm look short when the reality of it is, where's the 14? When the reality of it is, that part of my arm is really friggin' long. It's over a foot from the bone of my elbow to the bone of my wrist. So when I was fitting myself to be able to ride a bicycle,
13-something inches. How big your shoe is.
I'm a freak. Yeah, and there was a thing about what is it? The length of your foot. There was a British lady that lived in the same community with my grandmother, my Italian grandmother, and she's the phrase was something about how your foot is half your calf, half the length of your calf. Not mine. Not these.
Half the cost.
Look, it's out of the frame. It's out of the frame. I can't even buy shoes, people. Freak. I have the hands, arms, and feet and legs below the knee of somebody that's like 6'6".
You are a clown.
But I am a clown. I am not 6'6". I am a giant. I am a huge festive clown. Wherever you sourced your these guys, these are way too long. You need like 20s. I will from the bottom of your thumb to elbow is your foot size. So here to here? Yeah, I guess that's right.
Like the knuckle of the thumb?
Yeah, he's right. Well, I mean, that's where my shoes fit, at least. The best thing about my feet is that they're pretty much exactly a foot long. Yeah. Yeah, with shoes on 13 inches. It's awful, dude. I wish it upon no one. If you're a big-footed human, you know what I'm talking about.
You buy what they have.
You thought I thought your grandmother was big? She was 5'10", and here's what I want to show you. Like they talk about a measurement this way, right? So I am 10.5 inches from thumb to pinky this way. My first bowling ball that I got was an Ebonite 300 yellow dot. I didn't have to have it re-drilled. This is my grandmother's hands. So imagine a 5'10" woman from Chicago, Illinois, with these mitts. Well, that callus is coming along nicely. Yeah, you need so the Element wants 20s. But I will gladly exchange them for these longer ones because hold on, elbow to wrist is foot length. WTF? Don't you hate it when you incidentally learn something? Because I do.
Forcing knowledge on people.
It's awesome.
Come to the canyon, learn something new.
I said it in a video that I recorded this morning, and you will see in a number of days that I have not yet determined. I feel like the best way to actually learn something and have it stick is, your grandmother was probably kind of scary. I have somewhere in a box, I have a picture of her that was from her high school yearbook when she was on the archery team. So the 5'10" Midwestern woman with hands like this also knew archery. So you better check yourself. And my grandfather broke his spine in a tobogganing accident, so he just kept shrinking over time. And by the time he finally passed, he was a wee man. He was a wee little man. I thought that it was that I was just getting bigger, right? Because, you meet your grandparents when you're a very small child. I thought I was getting bigger. No, he was actually physically. It was both. I was moving one way and he was moving the other. He was they fused like 3 of his vertebrae together. And if the timeline is correct, as I remember it, he broke his spine in a tobogganing accident before he went and fought for 3 years in World War II. So, yeah, he started off almost 6 foot tall. He was just taller than my grandmother. And by the time that guy died, he had a little bit of a hunch to him. And he was probably 5'7". I was towering over him. But my father-in-law is 82, and I'm seeing the same thing there, too. I remember him being a big guy. And now, both my kids are bigger than him. Did she have spaces between her teeth? No, she had perfect teeth. And not just perfect teeth, she had the best penmanship of any human being I've ever seen. Her signature was a work of art. Now, I know at that time, back in those days, they taught you all that stuff in school. But,
Learned cursive.
Big feet, big balance. I don't know. 10-minute warning. How did we get it? Oh, yeah, I should have. You know what? 17 after the hour, right? Chirpy bird should have been the warning that it was 10-minute warning. Yeah, and the wife is WFH today. She has worked from home, so I got to be done in around 10. Otherwise we're gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying? I have an uncle that's got the whole hunch thing going on, except he only started out about 5'4". He's about 4'10" now. Wow. My youngest is the shortest of us, and they're like 5'7". Well, no, I mean, I guess technically my wife is the shortest of us. She says she's 5'7", but she's closer to 5'6". She doesn't watch the live streams. It's okay. I can say it. She won't murder me. I also have a camera outside the building, which means I know she didn't sneak up on us. But if I try to say she's not 5'7", I'll get it. You know what I mean? There'll be a scrap, and she's got a lot of power for her size.
She works out.
If you're around 1972, you're likely getting shorter too. Definitely has happened to me. I haven't started shrinking yet. I thought I started shrinking, and then I compared myself to to my oldest, and he's taller than me. And then we had him stand up against the wall. He's like 6'3.5". That's not fair. Wife security camera. Yes. It's WIFI/E. Because she is a very sneaky. She will sneak up on you. This is gonna be a guy. We're building the companion, the Wolverine companion. It's gonna be great. My dad is 5'6". He used to be 6'2" before he started jumping out of airplanes. I mean, that'll do it. Penmanship. It's all in the thumbs. I tell people, oh, does it not work on this camera? We can't make thumbs ups? Oh, that's sad. I tell people, your pinky and your thumb are probably about the same length. If you're a normie, your pinky and your thumb will be about the same length. If you're a freak, your thumb and your index finger are the same length. You can't unsee that, can you? Good evening from the UK. It's damn near tomorrow in the UK. Oh, that's right. She didn't try to. It was the cat. She got the cat in here, and I tried to turn the camera around in time to catch her, and she was gone. She was gone like Ghost. So you know what? Here's the real fundamental problem that's occurring right now. If I keep tinkering pieces onto this thing, I'm gonna go well past the time. So I gotta start putting stuff up. Hopefully you can test those grabbers and the grabber clones with Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. We can do it this versus that. We don't even have to do a tire test. This is Wolverine. Like, he assembled all the parts of a Wolverine. It's Deadpool. So we'll put the real ones on one guy and the fake ones on the other guy. They should do quite literally, as they would say, across the pond. They should do literally the same. Yeah. So, but what we're going to do is, as I mentioned, what I'll do is I'll clearance that thing out so that the motor works. And I will make sure by putting little pieces of tape on it, because I don't want to disassemble the whole thing, I will make sure that the underdrive is facing the wrong direction, and or if I have to disassemble the gearbox and flip the shaft around. He sent all the parts with it, so flipping the shaft around is not a problem. If I have to do it, I have to do it. But I will just look at the outputs to see first if I have to do it. Cougars versus Sedonas, please. Better late than never. Oh, Eric Rombo coming in right at the end. I wear special glasses just because of the thumbs. That's fair. That's fair. One of my kids got my hands. Oh, here's one I want you to ponder on. So, my hands don't look as banana-y as they might, because I think they're pretty proportional, like finger length to palm size and all that, aside from the thumb. My oldest has hands that are about the same size as me, but his fingers are very slender. I call them salad fingers, because there's that internet cartoon with the, ooh, that really makes the zoom go kind of wah. Yeah, his finger, he's got these he's got, did I say pianist hands earlier? He's got pianist hands. I wish I had pianist hands. It'd be a lot easier to work on this stuff. But I don't have pianist hands. I got ham fists. Eric Rumble worked for 15 and a half hours. You know what? No, thank you. You know what my day is? I was going to lie and say my day is done. But I still have 2 videos to edit. So I will do that later, long after I've ingested a coffee drink, and I have the brain to edit. I already edited a video today. Oh, do not forget, now that there's 300 and some of you, I heard that is penis hands. There it is. Yeah, exactly. I've got my father's eyes. It's funny watching him bump into things. That is solid. I want a soundboard real bad. Who knows how Stream Decks work? Figure out how to make it so I can push buttons and it'll make sound effects come out of it, because I need a rim shot. I need a da-dun-ch. It's too good. I have all this technology and I'm squandering all of it. I've ordered 3 figures off of Amazon in the past week and have no vehicles to put them in. I can't stop. I need to be stopped. Let me, look at all of these tire reviews. Okay, hold on. We'll come back to one. We'll go back here. We gotta close out on the closeout. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Thanks for the membership to the Freak. I missed a screw. What? There ain't no screws on this bench. You son of... His stupid youthful eyes. I didn't see it. All right. We have so many tires to test. Luckily, my commitment, based on nothing other than some small sense of laziness, will be that I don't tinker on Deadpool again until we'll finish Deadpool on the next live stream. Because in the meantime, what I can do is, like, I can get all the screws collected, so I'm not digging through bins for screws. We'll get it put together the rest of the way. We'll get it fired up. We'll get it to move a little. I honestly, it's so complete that I don't think it's really going to occupy that much of the stream. We'll think of something else. We'll think of something else. French, can't stop, won't stop. Frenchers is definitely going to be interesting. You could have ordered that McCready for $28 under $30 from AliExpress, then I would have a fourth one. I really do want that McCready. But I'll use the excuse that it's the 10th, and I'm technically broke until the 21st. I might have a set of tires that came off of an RGT EX 86-100 you can test. Ooh. Those young whippersnappers see everything. Yeah, they do. So we had 2 unboxings and a reboxing. We did indeed rebox that to close this out. I hate to say, but you likely work more than 15 and a half hours most days. Shh. Listen. I am trying to gaslight myself into thinking that doesn't happen. When I built the stuff that's immediately behind me, which all of you will see, except for Ed Scrivener, because when the member show comes up, like, all of you will be able to watch it. I came out here at 6:30 in the morning and finished up just before 5 because I had to go pick my kid up from trade school. So I was out here most of the day, and then I did video editing after I brought the kid home. So yeah, that probably was a 15 and a half hour day, but you know what I do in that 15-hour day? Nobody tells me what to do other than my wife, who tells me what to do every day. But that's part of the relationship. Canyon is far away from the fire. That's true. Deep dive unboxing reveal. I remembered my question. Why does every truck have a separate transmitter? Doesn't the Radio Link have the ability to store multiple trucks? Jonathan, I will close on your question because it's a fairly good one. If I were starting new today, it would be feasible and possible to pair multiple rigs to a single radio. But once I got past, say, a dozen rigs, and they were all on their own radios, if you get rig 13 and you go, okay, I'm going to have rig 13 share a radio with
21.
That one, it's kind of insane. Also, what you have to remember is the ubiquitous radio of the Canyon is that one right there, which on an average day is $58 on Amazon. It is generally the cheapest single component group on the vehicle. I mean, sometimes you can get a gearbox for a little bit less, but in general, your powertrain, which is ESC and motor, is going to cost more. Your servo is going to cost about the same or more. Wheels and tires, more. Axles, more. It's one of the cheapest things that goes into a vehicle, so it's really not hard to just supply a radio to every rig. Also, I make the offer. Anybody that's willing to make the trip out to the Canyon is free to drive to their heart's content. You can wheel as much as you would like. If you're going to make the trip, you can drive as much as you want. And I tell people, if you come here, anything you want to try, you just let me know. I'll throw a battery in it, I'll hand you a radio, and you can give it a try. Very, very few people take me up on it. I think they feel like they're imposing or something. You have to realize, I have rationalized the unrational radio thing. I have 100%. The easiest way, I learned this in cycling. Never sit down and think about how much that bike cost, because that bike was built gradually over time. Never sit down and think how much the rig cost, because you probably built it up over time. If you're in my situation, which I assume there's probably a couple of you are, never sit down and think about how much the fleet cost, because we built it up over a long time. So yeah, that's true. RGRC did drive Sandy. Someone stick the members show on Pirate Bay or something. So good. Pro Raptor does need to make a trip over here. He's not that far away. The most difficult part will be escaping on the freeways of Orange County. Yeah, Charles Hurley is about as far away on the continent as you can get. Like Maine and the tip of Florida might be farther away, but he's in I want to say Virginia. Is Virginia right? I want to say Virginia. That's pretty far. Miata Commuter did drive Jolly Green. Yeah. You got to rent the bus. Yeah, you can start it at Charles Hurley's house and just pick up people as you go along the way. Just Vengabus style. Until the bus is full, and then you can all drive and then make the long and arduous trip back. So, 3:31, the time draws nigh. So I thank you all so very much for watching. I thank you all so much for your contributions, the memberships. 335, that is a big number. And I will see the revenue from the memberships cast today, I want to say on February 21st. That's it's like working like a teacher. Hey, Lee Jordan, I said, don't do the math. Never do the math. All right, so thank you so much. We're here. You know what we did? We adapted and we survived. We can do this. I miss the main camera. I miss it a lot. We'll figure it out next week. Next week, we'll finish Deadpool. We'll talk about stuff. I'll do the member show immediately after this. I'm just going to switch it to live because last time I completely forgot. I do spend it all in one place. That place is called A-Main Hobbies. Boy, do I ever hit up the A-Main Hobbies. So thank you so much. I'm going to go get a coffee drink and then edit some videos. And I will see you all in the next one. Pretty good spin from Susan to close it out. I feel like I haven't touched the mouse in an hour. So we got the spin well in time. So I will see you all real soon then.